Dad accidentally rear-ended a Xiaomi SU7 while driving, facing the wealthy, high-society young lady who stepped out of the car with a cold face. My dad held his head and asked nervously, "Can I pay in installments?" Paid off over 3 generations. Having said that, he threw my photo out. This is my 2nd generation. At this moment, I was dozing off in class. Suddenly, a beautiful girl burst into the classroom. With a loud bang, she dragged me back to reality from my sleep. Opening my eyes dazedly, I only saw an exquisitely beautiful figure standing at the door. While I was still being mesmerized by her beauty, the girl walked straight toward me, then grabbed my hand with a firm grip, pulling me along as she prepared to walk out of the classroom. Stumbling as I was dragged by her, I said, "Beauty, who are you? Let go." Only then did the homeroom teacher react from the shock, hurriedly stepping forward to speak up. "Excuse me, classmate, who are you? What do you think you're doing?" The girl's footsteps paused slightly. She looked at the homeroom teacher and replied coldly. The name Luo Qingli rings a bell to everyone. In the entire school, and even the whole city. Who doesn't know this 18-year-old genius girl? She was admitted to the computer science department of Jindong University during her sophomore year of high school. At such a young age, she took over the Luo group, the eldest daughter of the Luo family. Luo Qingli's voice remained cold. "I have an urgent matter right now. Someone will explain it to you later." After saying that, she forcefully dragged me away, leaving everyone dumbfounded. 10 minutes later, I leaned over a trash can outside the hospital, dry heaving repeatedly. A red Lamborghini was parked next to me. The driver's door opened, and Luo Qingli stepped out of the car. "You can choose to wipe your mouth when no one is around later. I don't want others to misunderstand what I did to you." I wiped my mouth angrily and looked at her. "Do you think I wanted to throw up? You drove so fast. Were you rushing to your reincarnation?" Luo Qingli bypassed me expressionlessly and walked forward. Her pleasant, mature voice held a hint of secrecy. "Hurry up and follow me. Goodbye to your granduncle." After saying that, I turned around to leave. Luo Qingli turned around, her eyes narrowing slightly. She warned me chillingly, "Try taking another step forward. Let me tell you clearly, there is a life waiting for you to save upstairs right now. If you know what's good for you, you'd better follow me. Otherwise, I don't mind actually sending you to your reincarnation." Hearing this, I was startled. A life waiting for me to save. I looked up, and realized this was the People's Hospital. Without asking any more questions, I strode to keep up with her. Just as we walked into the hospital corridor, a doctor ran up anxiously. "Miss Luo, you're finally here. Is it this gentleman?" The doctor glanced at me. After seeing my face clearly, he was slightly surprised. Then he turned around and instructed the nurse, "Prepare for surgery immediately." I looked bewildered. What surgery? What on earth is going on? Then I spotted the person lying in the ward. Wait a minute. That little kid lying on the hospital bed not far away. Who is that? I looked at Luo Qingli in shock. Your daughter." Luo Qingli glanced at me sideways. "I am 18 years old this year." I was even more shocked as I looked at her. "You have a daughter at 18? Luo Qingli turned her head to look at the doctor beside her. "My sister is receiving his blood. Will her intelligence be affected?" The doctor explained solemnly. "Miss Luo, please rest assured, blood will not have any impact on a person's intelligence." Saying that, he turned to me. "Sir, I presume you already understand the general situation. The second young lady of the Luo family was in a car accident and needs an emergency blood transfusion. But unfortunately, she has the extremely rare Rh-negative blood type. Only your blood matches hers. Please follow me to the operating room immediately." Hearing this, I nodded without hesitation. Lying in the operating room, I watched my blood being continuously drawn through the tube. Finally, everything before my eyes began to make sense. Outside the operating room, the beautiful girl who had forcefully dragged me here turned out to be the famous Luo Qingli. Her younger sister was in a car accident, and because she has Rh-negative blood, a match was extremely hard to find. Coincidentally, I also have Rh-negative blood. That's why Luo Qingli tracked me down. After the blood draw, I sat aside to rest for a moment. Pressing down on my arm, I turned to look over. The second young lady of the Luo family was out of danger, but her eyes were tightly closed, and she hadn't woken up yet. Luo Qingli stayed by the hospital bed. At this moment, a laptop was on her lap, and her fingers were typing rapidly on the keyboard. Rows of complex code flashed across the computer screen. Luo Qingli. stared intently at the computer. Finally, seeing the data displayed on the screen, she frowned slightly. Still couldn't find his files. There's no project of his to this day. Is he still alive? If he's alive, there should be physical scars left. But why? Did the files seem to vanish into thin air from this world? Ignored on the side, I was quite dissatisfied, and floated over like a ghost. Hey! Luo Qingli ignored me, and closed the laptop expressionlessly, pinching the spot where blood was just drawn. I complained, aren't you going to say thank you to your benefactor? I did save her sister's life, after all. They drew so much of my blood, yet since I came out of the operating room, this girl hadn't even looked me in the eye. But Luo Qingli looked as if she had heard a huge joke. Not strangling the Lin family to death was already her mercy. She raised her cold eyes to look at me, and sneered, why should I thank you? What the hell? Is there any justice left? Just as I was about to snap back, the ward door was pushed open, and a middle-aged couple rushed in anxiously. Looking at the middle-aged man who walked in, I almost thought I was going blind. Why is my dad here? My dad looked uneasily at Luo Qingli, cold sweat dripping from his forehead. Wringing his hands, he fixed his eyes on me. You have the nerve to speak. Why didn't you answer when I called you just now? Your auntie and I were driving to pick you up from school, and we ended up hitting the second young lady of the Luo family. The second young lady almost bled to death. Thank goodness I remembered just in time that you also have Rh-negative blood, matching the second young lady's blood type. Otherwise, my dad didn't dare to think further. Meanwhile, the middle-aged woman next to him smiled obsequiously, bowing and scraping to Luo Qingli. Miss Luo, it's all our fault. Please calm down. Luo Qingli sneered and threw the laptop aside. Just a minute ago, your son was righteously demanding that I apologize to him. I felt my face burning hot. I had absolutely no idea things were actually like this. No wonder Luo Qingli, from beginning to end, never gave me a good look, and acted as if it was only a matter of course. Hearing this, the middle-aged woman glared over with her slightly upturned eyes, raising her voice shrilly, you brat, you're intentionally causing trouble for us, aren't you? What is your status? Being able to donate blood to the second young lady is your honor. How dare you demand Miss Luo apologize to you? Who do you think you are? This woman is named Yang Hui, my dad's second wife, and also my stepmother. 5 years ago, my mom became a vegetable due to an accident. Consequently, my dad decisively divorced my mom, and Yang Hui, who was the mistress, successfully took her place. While my mom remains in a coma to this day, it was that very year that I lost everything all at once, and all of this is inextricably linked to this woman. Thinking of this, my hand involuntarily clenched into a fist, and my brain was buzzing. I could lose control of myself at any moment and want to step forward to slap her. Beside me, my dad nudged me. How you, Dad is begging you, go and apologize to Miss Luo first. After all, it's our family's fault that their second young mistress got into a car accident. I found it somewhat ironic. Our family? May I ask if I still have a family now? Back then, when this woman personally kicked me out of the Lin family's front door, no one said it was our family. Seeing that I remained unmoved, Yang Hui pointed at me, her voice becoming even shriller. Lin Hao you, are you trying to get us killed? We told you to apologize to Miss Luo. Are you deaf? What, your wings have grown strong and we can't order you around anymore, is that it? Get over here and apologize to Miss Luo. As she spoke, she rolled up her sleeves and stepped forward, looking very much like she was about to teach me a lesson. Enough. Luo Qingli stood up, her eyes filled with coldness, and her voice lacked any warmth whatsoever. Who gave you the audacity to treat my place as a venue for your loud arguments? Yang Hui quickly spoke up. No, Miss Luo, please listen to me. Luo Qingli's eyes were full of impatience. Get out. The remaining matters will be negotiated by lawyers. As for you, don't ever appear in front of me again. Yang Hui was thrown into a panic. It seemed Miss Luo had no intention of forgiving them. Suddenly, a soft, sweet voice came from the hospital bed. Sister. Everyone turned to look, and found that the little girl who had been in a coma had sat up at some point. The little thing looked about 10 years old, with bandages still wrapped around her forehead. Her smooth hair looked soft, and her perfectly sculpted little face was incredibly exquisite. Those sapphire eyes sparkled like stars. Although she had a bit of baby fat, her chin was slightly pointed, a standard little Lolita. Luo Qingli walked forward, her entire face turning gentle. Linger, you're awake. Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Luo Linger poked her own head pitifully. It hurts here. Sister, what happened to me? I feel like I bled a lot. It was so scary. Luo Qingli frowned and was stunned. Don't move your hands around, little one. The doctor next to them began to examine Luo Linger's body. Afterward, the doctor took off the stethoscope with a smile. Miss Luo is no longer in any danger, but she still needs to rest and recuperate for a period of time. Saying this, the doctor rubbed Luo Linger's head. Second young mistress. Don't worry, you're fine now. The blood you lost, that older brother over there has already used his own blood to replenish it for you. Luo Linger's clear, large eyes rolled around, fixing her gaze on me. Then she smiled brightly, her voice crisp and pleasant. Big brother, thank you for saving Linger. Hearing this, I quickly waved my hands. It's nothing. Luo Linger smiled at me. Then how should Linger repay you, big brother? Tell me. This little thing actually furrowed her brows tightly and went into deep thought. Suddenly, her eyes lit up. I've got it, big brother. How about Linger marries you and becomes your wife? Cough. I almost choked to death on my own spit. Luo Qingli tapped Luo Linger's little head. Linger, what are you thinking? How many years older than you is he? Luo Linger pouted her little mouth. So what? Age is never an obstacle to love. I felt as if I had been struck by lightning, burnt crisp on the outside and tender on the inside. Are these really words, coming out of a child under 10 years old? Then, big brother, are you willing to wait for Linger to grow up? Linger tilted her head and spoke in a childish voice. The sunlight spilled in through the French windows, and she smiled with a completely innocent face. Luo Qingli glanced at me faintly. Ignore her. You can leave now. No. Big brother can't leave. Linger's leg is injured and can't move. After saying that, she scrambled to hug my arm. We haven't exchanged contact information yet, and Linger still hasn't figured out how to repay you, big brother. Standing to the side, Yang Hui quickly spoke up to curry favor. No need to repay. No need to repay. Second young mistress, it is his blessing to be able to donate blood to you. Let alone donating blood. As long as you are safe, it would be fine even if all his blood were drained. Linger turned her head to look. Who are you? I am. Yang Hui felt a bit awkward. She couldn't exactly say she was Lin Haoyu's stepmother. She quickly pushed my dad out. He is Lin Haoyu's father. We are all Haoyu's family. Linger frowned, and said with a look of confusion, since you are brother Haoyu's family, then why did you just say something about draining brother Haoyu's blood? Aren't you afraid that brother will be sad? These words struck a chord in my heart. I looked down at this little toddler who was tightly hugging my arm, seemingly terrified that I would leave. Yang Hui pinched my dad's arm, and gave him a meaningful look. My dad quickly nodded and bowed as he spoke. Second young mistress, in short, as long as you are fine, that's all that matters. No one else is important. Yang Hui quickly followed with a nod. Yes, second young mistress, you. Unexpectedly, Luo Linger interrupted her words, turning her head to look at the incomparably noble young woman behind her. Sister, these two people are so noisy. Linger just woke up, and needs peace and quiet. Luo Qingli's cold eyes swept over Yang Hui and my dad. Get out. How could Yang Hui be willing to leave so unclearly? With the power of the Luo family, if Miss Luo hadn't vented her anger over the car accident yet, just relying on them, the Lin group would have no choice but to silently wait for its demise. Okay, Miss Luo, we'll get out. Luo Qingli maintained a nonchalant expression throughout, but her voice was terrifyingly cold. Don't make me repeat myself a third time. Yang Hui was as pale as a ghost, stammering, yes, 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 we're leaving right now. With that, she grabbed my dad and prepared to leave, but she didn't forget to turn around and glare at me. What are you still standing there for? Get your ass out here right now. I snapped right back at her. Why don't you drop dead first so I can watch? I held the handle back. Yang Hui turned her head and looked over. How you? Hurry up and come out. I snorted coldly. Then I patted the little kid's head, and said softly, your name is Linger, right? Brother has to leave now. You need to get some good rest. Goodbye. I looked at this cute little girl with regret. I probably won't ever see her again. Then I stood up and walked outside. Seeing this, Linger got incredibly anxious. Seeing that I had already reached the door, she cried, "How you? Brother, don't leave. Sister, hurry up and call brother back. He is Linger's savior." Luo Qingli patted Linger's head, and said softly, "His family crashed into you. They caused your car accident. He is just paying back the debt for his family." Linger immediately stiffened her body. She was just short of rolling back and forth on the bed. "I don't care. He is still Linger's savior. I want him back. If you don't bring him back, Linger will never eat green vegetables ever again." Luo Qingli looked at Luo Linger with a bit of surprise. "You mean as long as he comes back, you will be good and eat green vegetables from now on?" Linger sat up all of a sudden, counting on her fingers. "Then as long as you can make brother come back, Linger will be good and eat green vegetables for a whole week. The kind where I absolutely won't be a picky eater." Luo Qingli frowned slightly. "How about half a month?" Linger held up 10 fingers with a serious face. 10 days. Luo Qingli maintained a cold expression. 20 days. Linger looked up and wailed in pain. "Sister is a bully. What kind of skill is it to pick on your own little sister?" She would also peek out of the corner of her eye from time to time, to see her sister's reaction. Luo Qingli turned around heartlessly. 1 month. If not, then forget it. Linger shut her mouth instantly. She hugged Luo Qingli's slender legs tightly. "No, Linger was wrong, okay, 1 month it is. I knew I couldn't beat a big, sly fox like my sister. Then hurry up and go call big brother back." Luo Qingli unhurriedly sat back down on the sofa. "No rush. I have a way to make him come back willingly." Her eyes scanned the book, but her gaze was thoughtful. Her mind was completely filled with that boy's face just now. Walking out of the ward, Yang Hui was like an erupting volcano. She turned around and glared furiously at me. "You brat! I see that if I don't discipline you for a few days, you're going to tear the roof down. What was your attitude just now? Do you have any manners talking to me like that?" My hand clenched tightly into a fist. I lifted my face to look at her. A woman who climbed her way up as a mistress, has the nerve to talk to me about manners here. The next second, a crisp slap landed squarely on my face. I looked in astonishment at the man in front of me whose hand was still frozen in midair. It was my dad. "How can you talk to your aunt like that? Your aunt is your elder. What's wrong with her scolding you a bit?" My dad glared at me with uncontrollable rage. "Hurry up and admit your mistake to your aunt." I felt a burning pain on my face. Emotions flooded my heart like overwhelming waves. Yang Hui crossed her arms and looked at me gloatingly, looking exactly like a petty person who got her way. This child should be beaten when it's time to beat him. Otherwise, he won't even know who he is. I pursed my lips and raised my chin slightly. If I had a choice, I'd rather not have the last name Lin. My dad's chest heaved violently with anger. He raised his hand to hit me again. "How did I raise such an ungrateful wolf like you?" Unexpectedly, the next second, his arm was grabbed tightly by someone. A faint scent of lavender surrounded me. I turned my head in surprise to look. Oh my God, am I getting lucky with beautiful girls today? It was another super beautiful young girl. This girl was wearing the same student uniform as Luo Qingli, different from the cold and aloof vibe that radiated from Luo Qingli. Every move she made showed nothing but gentleness and grace. "Although I don't know what happened, this is a public place after all. It would be better if you could mind your manners." Even her voice was extremely gentle, like a gentle breeze on a spring day, as if it could blow away all anger. My dad probably realized his impulsiveness just now, but he couldn't back down easily. He glanced at me, flicked his sleeve, put his hands behind his back, and walked away first. Yang Hui, on the other hand, gave me a harsh glare. What an absolute embarrassment. Saying that, she also chased after him. The girl looked at me and asked, "Are you all right?" I brushed aside my messy hair, and spoke softly, "I'm fine, thank you." The moment she saw my entire face, the girl seemed a bit surprised. Here it goes again. For everyone who sees my face, and shows this kind of surprised expression, I always instinctively feel a sense of rejection. I lowered my head, and quickly fixed my bangs to cover my forehead, noticing my small movement. The girl looked away and smiled. "It's fine. It's just that those two people just now were indeed too noisy. Right, here is this for you. The girl took something out from the shopping bag she was holding. She took out a boiled egg. Use this to apply on your face. It can reduce the swelling. I hesitated for a moment, then held it with both hands. Thank you. The girl smiled and waved her hand. You're welcome. I'll be going first then. I looked at her retreating figure. It wasn't until she walked completely out of sight that I finally snapped out of it. Come to think of it, I still don't know her name. Although I don't know her name, I feel like she is a very good person. The door to the ward was pushed open. Luo Linger was resting her chin on both hands, leaning on the windowsill and looking downstairs. Her little mouth kept mumbling, "How strange. Why hasn't Brother Haoyu come out yet?" A gentle voice of Linger came over. Luo Linger turned her head with a happy smile. "Sister Su Qin." Su Qin walked in with a smile, carrying a food bag. "Linger, lunch is here. Go wash your hands and come eat." Luo Linger shook her head. "No, I want to wait for Brother Haoyu." Su Qin directed an inquiring gaze toward her best friend, Luo Qingli. "Brother Haoyu?" Luo Qingli was sitting sideways on the sofa, her cold eyes scanning the book in her hand. Without even raising her head, she replied, "A guy who donated blood to Linger. He just left." "I see." Su Qin placed the food bag on the coffee table in the ward, on top. Then she sat down on the sofa next to Luo Qingli. "By the way, is there still no sign of that person?" Luo Qingli gave a soft "It's like he vanished into thin air. No valuable information can be retrieved at all." Su Qin rested her chin on her hand, lost in thought. "Looks like it's quite hard to investigate." She immediately added with a teasing tone, smiling, "If it were your idol, maybe he could find out." 3 years ago, a hacker guru emerged who ran rampant on the internet. ECO could infiltrate the police system without stealing data. Instead, for a suspect under investigation, he provided a chain of criminal evidence. 2 years ago was the year ECO was most active on the internet. Although he's a hacker, he did many righteous things. And that year happened to be the lowest point for Luo Qingli. Thinking of this, Luo Qingli's crystal-clear eyes lit up for a moment. She nodded unconsciously. He should be able to do it. Su Qin patted Luo Qingli's shoulder comfortingly. "No rush, take it slow. There will always be a day when we find out." On the other side, by the time I came out of the hospital, it was already 1 p.m. Just as I walked out of the hospital entrance, a black Mercedes-Benz pulled up right in front of me. The car window rolled down. My dad was driving, and Yang Hui was sitting in the passenger seat. "Your brother is still waiting at home. Your aunt and I are going back for lunch. I won't drive you back. Take a taxi back to school yourself." As my dad spoke, he took out money from his wallet to hand it over. Who would have thought Yang Hui snatched it away? Yang Hui glanced at me arrogantly, her voice harsh. "Take what taxi? Do you have too much money with nowhere to spend it? It's not far from number 3 high school. Just let him take the bus himself." With that, she rolled up the car window. My dad wanted to say something, but was glared back by Yang Hui. Helpless, he had to shift into gear and drive away. I gave a bitter smile, my cheek still a bit swollen. I simply sent a text message to my homeroom teacher, to ask for leave, and just didn't go to school in the afternoon. Then I stuffed my phone into my bag, and walked toward home. At the deepest part of the alley, with a squeak, I pushed open the dilapidated iron gate. In the room on the left of the bungalow, a pale, middle-aged woman lay there quietly, with an oxygen mask still over her nose. I forced a smile. "Mom, I'm back." The woman didn't give any response. 5 years ago, my mom and I were kicked out of the Lin family. Mom became a vegetable, and hasn't woken up yet. I walked over, and spoke chatteringly. "Mom, a lot of things happened today." After telling the woman everything that happened, in full detail, I got up and tucked in the corner of my mom's blanket. "Mom, from now on, I will definitely protect myself. You don't have to worry about me. I'm going to prepare dinner. Have a good sleep." Turning around, when I passed by the bathroom mirror, I still paused slightly. I turned my head to look at the left side of my face in the mirror. Then I ruffled my thick bangs, covering my cheek again, and quickly walked past the mirror. When I woke up the next morning, I didn't sleep well last night. I actually dreamed of that iceberg, Luo Qingli. In the dream, Luo Qingli held on to me and laughed wildly, like a Yandra, saying I could never run away again, and that she would drain my blood. It scared me so much that I still had lingering fears when I got up. On the way to school, I yawned. While walking weakly toward the classroom, as soon as I walked into the classroom, the whole class fell silent instantly. Everyone turned their heads to look at me and blinked. "What's the situation?" A classmate in the front row asked with a smile. "Why are you here?" I looked up at the class sign, Class 6, Senior 3. That's right. After 2.5 seconds, several male classmates in the class exploded instantly, surrounding me directly. "Lin Haoyu, what's your relationship with Luo Qingli? Where did you guys go yesterday? How do you know Miss Luo? Speak up, speak up." I took a step back. "Can you guys speak one by one?" With everyone talking at once, their spit was about to drown me, okay? At this moment, a male classmate spoke sarcastically. "Lin Haoyu, regardless of what means you used to hook up with Miss Luo, unfortunately, you have been expelled. You can't possibly not know, right?" My eyes widened in shock. "What did you say? Why expelled?" That male classmate looked at me with schadenfreude. I wouldn't dare talk nonsense. "The homeroom teacher told us personally yesterday afternoon." As he spoke, the homeroom teacher had already walked in. "Everyone, get ready. Let's start the class." I immediately went forward and asked, "Teacher, they said I was expelled. What does that mean?" The homeroom teacher glanced at me. "It means exactly what it sounds like. Your things have been packed up. Take them and leave quickly." I looked puzzled. "Why?" The homeroom teacher frowned and said, "Skipping school without reason. If we don't expel you, who should we expel?" I grew extremely anxious. "But I was forced to be dragged away yesterday. You all saw it. And I also asked you for leave in the afternoon." The homeroom teacher impatiently interrupted me. Fine. Stop talking. This is all the principal's idea. "Lin Haoyu, you are expelled." I was completely dumbfounded. How could this happen? Just then, a classmate walked into the classroom. "Lin Haoyu, someone is looking for you outside." I turned around to look, and found my dad actually standing at the door. The sun must have risen from the west. My dad actually came to look for me in person. The moment our eyes met, my dad enthusiastically waved at me, motioning for me to come out. Yesterday's slap was still fresh in my memory. If possible, I really wanted to pretend I didn't see him. I walked up and asked in an unfriendly tone, "What's the matter?" My dad looked at me with a face full of guilt. "Well, Haoyu, yesterday was Dad's fault. That's why I came to see you early this morning, wanting to apologize to you in person." Hearing this, for some reason, I lowered my eyes and remained silent. "Let's go. Dad will take you out to find a place to have a good chat." After saying that, my dad pushed my back and walked out. I didn't refuse. We came to the school, and inside the dessert shop across the street, my dad pointed at the menu. "Do you want something to eat? How about mango mousse cake? Your younger brother loves this the most. We often buy several at a time." I glanced at the price. A small piece cost 40 yuan, which was equal to my living expenses for 2 days. These weren't the most important things. The important thing was that I am allergic to mangoes. Every time I eat them, I break out in rashes all over my body. A flash of confusion crossed my dad's eyes. Then let's change it. Tiramisu should be fine, right?" Holding the glass of water, I gave a soft reply. After ordering the items, my dad finally got to the main point. "Haoyu, do you still remember that second young lady of the Luo family from yesterday?" I thought about it for a moment, and that cute little face instantly flashed through my mind. "I remember." My dad nervously fiddled with the watch on his wrist. "The second young lady's car accident was caused by our Lin family. Although she is fine now, you also know that, with the power of the Luo family, if they really hold us accountable, our Lin group will face serious consequences. Now they have put the word out. As long as you take care of the second young lady of the Luo family for a month, and wait until she is fully recovered, the Luo family won't hold us accountable anymore." Hearing this, I finally understood. The apology, the paternal love, it was all a facade. The real purpose was right here. I had actually naively thought that this heartless father would suddenly find his conscience and start caring about me. With a loud thud, I stood straight up. "I won't go. Why should I pay the price for the mistake that woman made?" Seeing this, my dad quickly said, "Haoyu, only you can save our Lin family now. Dad begs you." I looked at him angrily. "I'm telling you clearly, I will not pay for that woman's mistake. I am not that holy, nor am I that soft-hearted. Since the soft approach didn't work, my dad immediately changed his demeanor. Don't forget, you have already been expelled by the school now. I looked at him in disbelief. Don't tell me that my expulsion from school was your doing behind the scenes. He glanced at me, and said calmly, Dad is just reminding you that you have no school to attend now. However, if you agree, Dad will immediately transfer you to number 1 high school. You can go to class there tomorrow. There's no need to stay in this ordinary high school. I clenched my fists, feeling entirely defiant in my heart. Still determined, I spoke up. I said I won't go. This is a matter of principle. Seeing that I didn't agree, my dad finally slammed the table and stood up. I raised you to be this big, and I can't even ask you to do such a small thing. Do you have any conscience left? Even if I raised a dog until it grew up, it would know how to be grateful. I am telling you clearly, if you don't go, for your mother's surgery fee, don't even think about getting another penny from me. She is having surgery next month, right? Without money, let's see how you support that woman. This sentence really hit my weak spot. I bit my lower lip hard, and my lips turned pale. After a long while, I finally submitted. Fine, I'll go. Only then did my dad beam with joy, and immediately had a car send me to the Luo family. Inside the luxurious villa of the Luo family, Luo Qingli sat there elegantly, eating her meal unhurriedly. Today's lunch was Chinese food, with rice paired with several stir-fried dishes that looked and smelled delicious. Luo Qingli elegantly took a sip of soup, and glanced at the little kid sitting next to her, resting her chin on her hand, and poking the rice with her chopsticks. Luo Linger, are you counting grains of rice? Sister, how did you know? Linger is really good at math now. Let me count them for you. As she spoke, Luo Linger solemnly transferred all the rice from her bowl into her sister's bowl, while counting under her breath, 1, 2, 3. Luo Qingli placed her chopsticks down on the bowl and leaned back, watching her with crossed arms. Luo Linger shook her little body and obediently sat back, placing both hands on her lap. Luo Qingli's voice was cold and sexy. What did we say yesterday at the hospital? No picky eating for a month. Luo Linger only remembers hitting her head, and doesn't remember a lot of things anymore. Did I say that? Luo Qingli sneered. Oh, really? Then you better forget that older brother too. You won't see him again in this lifetime. Luo Linger hurriedly looked at her sister. Seeing her sister's cold expression, she sniffed her nose aggrievedly, then threw her head back and started crying with a loud wah. Sister is a meanie. You only know how to bully Linger. I don't want sister anymore. Luo Linger was the kind of magical child who wouldn't cry easily, but once she cried, it was shocking and unstoppable. Nothing you say will help. An all-powerful girl like Luo Qingli is probably worst at dealing with kids. With a headache, she rubbed her forehead, then coldly looked at the maids nearby. Are you all statues? What are you standing there for? Go comfort her. The maids frantically tried to comfort her, but unfortunately, Luo Linger was crying up a storm. The more they comforted her, the harder she cried. Luo Linger, if you keep crying, watch out, because I really will make sure you never see that person again. The crying intensified even further. The maids were speechless in their hearts but didn't dare to show it. Miss, can you please stop adding fuel to the fire right now? Luo Qingli continued her cold warning. I'm warning you, don't think you can threaten me with crying. You know I don't buy that. The maids wanted to cry but had no tears. Miss, we beg you to please shut up. Just then, the butler walked up. Miss, Mr. Lin is here. Before Luo Qingli could speak, Luo Linger's crying stopped instantly. Luo Qingli glanced sideways at Luo Linger. Why aren't you crying anymore? The little toddler still had crystal tears on the corners of her eyes, blinking her sparkling eyes. Her voice, though carrying a crying tone, revealed a hint of joy. Did Brother Hao Yu really come? Quick, let him in. The butler was waiting for Luo Qingli to speak. Luo Qingli unhurriedly took a tissue and wiped herself. Let him in. The luxury of the Luo family villa practically blinded my eyes. It was the kind of exclamation that came from deep within. I really am a poor person. In such a huge villa, do the people living inside really not get lost? From afar, I saw an incredibly noble girl sitting by the dining table. Luo Linger happily wanted to jump down from the wheelchair she was sitting in. Although the Luo family had private doctors, who allowed her to leave the hospital and return home to recuperate. She had lost so much blood yesterday after all, and thick bandages were still tied around her leg, wrapping it directly into a little zongzi. Without anyone to help, she couldn't move at all, making the little one incredibly anxious. Seeing the little angel Luo Linger, I felt like my heart was about to melt. I quickly hurried forward, squatting down and opening my mouth with a smile. Linger, how are you feeling today? Why did you get discharged so soon? Luo Linger smiled and replied, because sister said, the environment and doctors in the hospital aren't as pleasing to the eye as at home, so we returned to our own home this morning to recuperate. The corner of my mouth twitched. I turned my head to look at the girl behind me, scratching my side bangs to cover my forehead, and only then spoke politely, my dad told me everything. I will take good care of Luo Linger this month, until her leg injury is completely healed. To be honest, just having me take care of her for a month as compensation, is truly a steal for the Lin group, but there was nothing they could do. Who told Luo Linger to clamor from morning till night, about wanting to see the brother who gave her blood? What is so good about this man anyway? Luo Qingli coldly withdrew her gaze, picked up her spoon, and continued sipping her soup, acting as if she couldn't hear my words. On the surface, I was all smiles, but inside, I was cursing. This dead poker face, someone is talking to you. Would it kill you to respond? So impolite. The butler on the side, being very perceptive, spoke up, to defuse the awkwardness. Mr. Lin, please quickly persuade the second Mississippi. Her body is already weak because of yesterday's car accident, and she needs to nourish herself. But our second miss is a notoriously picky eater, and no one can persuade her. Just now, because of the food issue, she was even scolded to tears by the eldest Mississippi. Only then did I notice that tears were indeed hanging from the corners of Luo Linger's eyes. Before I came, I had already figured out my position clearly. Very consciously, I stood up. May I borrow the kitchen for a moment, please? Seeing that Luo Qingli didn't refuse, the butler then nodded. Please follow me. 15 minutes later, I brought up a small tray, fixing one's eyes to look closer. On the tray, a lot of cartoon shapes were actually arranged using food. The carrots and some vegetables were cut into the shapes of little trees and flowers. Arranged into a plate like this, the food became very interesting, and the overall visual appeal went up too. Linger, look, do you want to try this? Luo Linger's eyes lit up, nodding frantically. Okay. Then she lowered her head and ate very happily. Luo Linger was a child who didn't hold grudges. Adorably turning her head, she looked at Luo Qingli. Sister, do you want to try this? The rice ball is delicious. Luo Qingli sneered disdainfully. Childish. It's all made of rice. It's just a change of form. Just because it's molded into the shape of a pig, you think it tastes good? Oh my god, I clearly molded it into a little bear, okay? Luo Linger took a big bite, her little cheeks bulging. But it really is delicious. Luo Qingli didn't speak further. Luo Linger's picky eating was the biggest headache for the entire Luo family. This man had just casually changed the presentation, and he managed to manage Luo Linger. She had already finished her meal, picked up a delicate teacup, and elegantly took a sip of tea. You should be glad that what you made can temporarily fool her. This way, it won't make you seem completely useless. I was instantly infuriated. Luo Qingli, can't you speak a bit more nicely? Luo Qingli continued to savor her tea unhurriedly. Do you think it's necessary for me to speak nicely to flatter you? She clearly had an expression that said, this is all what you should do. I really wanted to dump the teapot in front of me onto this beautiful, yet punchable face. What a venomous woman. My gaze fell on the tea set not far away, and I immediately took it up flatteringly to approach her. Eldest miss, since I know that Linger's car accident is our family's responsibility, am I not here to atone for my family's mistake? Please don't be angry anymore. I'll pour tea for you. Luo Qingli looked at me askance. I eagerly approached her, and then suddenly, my hand slipped, along with my cry of, oh no, watching the tea water, about to spill all over Luo Qingli. Who knew he would react so quickly and stand up immediately? The water cup didn't land on Luo Qingli, but shattered on the chair instead. Then the tea splashed all over my body and face. I wiped my face, almost coughing up a mouthful of blood. Luo Qingli, why did you dodge? Luo Qingli crossed her arms, sitting back leisurely, looking as if everything was completely under her control. If I didn't dodge, was I supposed to wait for you to intentionally pour it on me? Idiot, I did it accidentally, don't falsely accuse an innocent person. My hand just slipped earlier. Luo Qingli kept her arms crossed. After her voice cleared. It's best if this kind of hand slipping happens less often. The teacup you just broke has a market value of 10,000. Butler Li. When Lin Haoyu leaves later, remember to collect the money. Hearing this, Butler Li was stunned for a moment. The young mistress is not someone who would care about a mere 10,000 yuan. She's probably messing with Mr. Lin on purpose. Then he looked at the dumbfounded guy with immense pity. Poor Mr. Lin. To actually provoke the dark-bellied young mistress on his own initiative. I froze on the spot. If I had known a cup here was this expensive, I would never have played this prank. I immediately lowered my stance, young mistress. I was wrong, okay. I'll never dare to do it again. Luo Qingli sneered, put away your fake smile. I instantly changed my expression. I guarantee it will never happen again. She glanced at me. If you want to pay off the debt for your family, at the very least, you need to show some sincerity. I nodded, yes. I will keep myself in check. Luo Linger had already wiped out the food I made, almost all of it. Patting her little belly, she couldn't help but speak up, sister. Stop bullying brother. Listen to that, Luo Linger is simply a little angel. With a great demon king like Luo Qingli. How could there be such a little angel? Her sister is truly a miracle of the world. Luo Qingli said in a cold voice, listen up. I admit you are good at coaxing my sister, but I hate idiots the most. So within the limits of possibility, keep the furthest distance from me. After saying that, she turned around and walked toward the second floor with her long legs. As she walked, she ordered the servant to make a cup of coffee and bring it to her room. There is a new program to write this afternoon. Don't any of you bother me. I gritted my teeth. Ventingly, I lightly kicked the table leg. I really hate this woman's high and mighty attitude. Luo Qingli's footsteps paused. Her beautiful side profile was framed by the layers of light and shadow behind her. What? That look clearly meant, do you have a problem? Pay back that 10,000 yuan from just now first. My momentum under such a gaze was deflated bit by bit. Finally, I smiled awkwardly. Good luck with work, young mistress. Your company's game. A lot of my friends around me are playing it. In front of Luo Qingli, I now have a deep sense of frustration, unable to hold my head up. Slumping my arms, I walked back to the dining table. Luo Linger comforted me in a serious manner. Brother Haoyu, don't take it to heart with my sister. She is actually a very good person. I really can't see where she is good at all. I ground my teeth and counted on my fingers, listing how she is both arrogant and sharp-tongued. Every inch of her screams, evil capitalist. And, brother, Luo Linger tugged at my sleeve, weakly pointing behind me. Before I even turned my head, I was enveloped by a wave of freezing cold air pressure. No way. Like a robot, I turned my head bit by bit. When meeting Luo Qingli's incredibly beautiful face, she raised her eyebrows expressionlessly. Her voice was cold, and what? Go on. I bit my lower lip, racking my brains to speak. I was saying that although you are arrogant and sharp-tongued, you are also very beautiful. Not only that, you are also exceptionally beautiful. And. I scratched my bangs, covering my forehead. And others, I'll tell you when I think of them. Luo Qingli picked up the computer she had forgotten on the side earlier, giving me a meaningful look. Luo Linger looked at Luo Qingli cutely. Her voice was crisp, sister, can we clean out a room for brother to stay in? The response was an irresistible, authoritative mature female voice. No. Luo Linger pouted, why, didn't we agree that before my leg injury heals, brother Haoyu would stay with me? Luo Qingli frowned her delicate brows. Because I don't want to live under the same roof with an idiot who doesn't even know how to flatter. I was speechless in my heart. As if I am begging to move in. Luo Qingli was working. I didn't see her again for the entire afternoon. When it was dinner time, I made a nutritious children's dinner for the little toddler. Linger, doesn't your sister need to go to class? Last time I seemed to hear that Luo Qingli is only 18 years old. Luo Linger shook her head. When my sister was in her second year of high school, she was already admitted to Capital University through early recommendation. So it's the same whether she goes to school or not now. We are both human, how can the gap be so huge? Although my grades are also very good, but it's definitely not the level where I can be directly recommended to a top university. God is truly unfair. almost giving all the beautiful things to the girl upstairs. I turned my head to check the time. It's already 8 p.m. I stood up to say goodbye to Luo Linger. Linger, brother is going home. Luo Linger hurriedly put down her food. Her sapphire-like eyes looked at me anxiously. Then will you come tomorrow? I smiled and pinched her soft little cheek. I will take care of you, until your leg injury is completely recovered. This is also the deal I made with my dad. I'll take care of the little bun for a month. My dad will transfer me to Capital Number 1 High School, and will provide the funds for my mom's medical surgery. Speaking of which, I should report to Capital Number 1 High School tomorrow. Today I have to go back and prepare a bit no matter what. Thinking of this, I patted Linger's head again, and said softly, it's just a pity. Starting tomorrow, I have to go to school too. I'm afraid I'll only be able to come and look after you, after school and on holidays. Hearing this, Luo Linger looked deeply saddened. Brother, does that mean I won't get to eat the breakfast you make tomorrow? I blinked at her. You can still eat it. If you don't believe me, just wake up tomorrow and see. Luo Linger's face was full of anticipation, and her eyes sparkled. After I left, Luo Linger instantly went from being full of energy, to looking like a deflated balloon. A servant pushed her wheelchair up to the second floor. Luo Linger knocked on Luo Qingli's room door, and pushed it open. Poking her little head inside, she said, Sister, I'm going to sleep. Can you tell me a story? Luo Qingli had just finished writing a program. Her beautiful face loomed faintly in the darkness. She looked very tired, but it didn't affect her elegance at all. Instead, it added an indescribable charm to her. She stood up, reached out, and turned off the desk lamp. Okay, I'll tell you a story. By the time she coaxed her younger sister to sleep, it was already 10 p.m. Luo Qingli finally felt a hint of hunger. She went downstairs to the kitchen, opened the fridge, and saw a plate placed in the most prominent spot. It was my signature children's meal, with a note attached to it. Just heat it up a little tomorrow morning, and it'll be ready to eat. Luo Qingli let out a soft laugh. This was made by that man for Luo Linger. With her slender fingers, she picked up the rice ball she had mocked earlier that day. As if possessed, she took a bite. Tastes awful. Despite saying that, Luo Qingli still took the entire rice ball, and ate it all up, bite by bite. The next morning, the weather was bad, and a drizzling rain was falling. Fearing a traffic jam, I woke up an hour early, and caught the earliest bus. I got off at the stop closest to the school, and then walked to the school on foot. Meanwhile, at the entrance of Beijing No. 1 High School, in the passenger seat of a black Mercedes-Benz, sat an exquisitely handsome boy. Lin Chen complained with dissatisfaction, Dad, why did you have to transfer that annoying person to the same school as me? My dad flattered him with a sincere face, Xiao Chen, don't be angry first. Pay more attention to your image. You have some fame now, after all. Be careful not to get caught by paparazzi. Hearing this, Lin Chen's face darkened even more. Are you kidding me? For the past 2 years, my resources have been nothing but terrible movies, and some pathetic little commercials. With the way I look right now, even if I walk down the street without sunglasses, no one would recognize me, right? And you're talking about paparazzi? Are you deliberately mocking me? Lin Chen's aggressive tone was exactly the same as his biological mother, Yang Hui. I call you dad after all. Is this how you treat me? You can never secure good resources for me, and now you want that jinx to be in the same school as me? Are you also planning to bring that vegetable into the Lin family too? Lin Yuandong spoke in a comforting tone, Xiao Chen. It's not as easy to make it in the entertainment industry now as you think. Even if you have money, without connections and relationships, it's still useless. After saying that, Lin Yuandong sighed deeply. How could he not want a star to emerge from the Lin family? That would be of immense help to the Lin Group's film and television business. Now that his eldest son was disfigured, this youngest son born to him was the one left to cultivate. But with his social status, he simply couldn't get in touch with big directors, let alone get any good resources. Sometimes, whether you can become famous really depends on fate. But Lin Chen couldn't stand hearing this at all. Save it. He could become popular 5 years ago, but when it comes to me, it doesn't work. I think you're doing this on purpose. My mom and I suffered so much in the early years, and endured so many grievances. Dad, have you forgotten all of it? Lin Yuandong sighed again. Dad knows I've wronged you and your mother, so I want to make it up to you both doubly. In this house now, what doesn't your mother have the final say on? Lin Chen snorted coldly. Then why do you still want Lin Haoyu to be in the same school as me now? Don't you know I get annoyed just looking at him? Lin Yuandong felt somewhat helpless. Haven't I been explaining? Isn't it because our family hit the second young mistress of the Luo family? They specifically named your brother to take care of her. If I didn't use some means to give your brother a little incentive, would he obediently listen to me? Lin Chen didn't seem to want to hear any more explanations, and spoke coldly. He is not my brother. After saying that, he pushed open the car door and walked toward the school. From afar, he saw that familiar and annoying figure, and immediately quickened his pace. On the other side, I felt like I had walked 10,000 miles, but I finally made it to the school gate. Because I had been walking in the rain for a long time, my shoes were completely soaked, making me look a bit disheveled. Suddenly, someone bumped into me violently. Caught off guard, I fell straight into a puddle ahead. The umbrella in my hand also dropped to the ground. After stabilizing myself, I frowned and turned my head, completely stunned when I saw who it was. Lin Chen. Compared to my disheveled state, this half-brother of mine looked much more elegant. I don't want to do anything. I just find you an eyesore, and wanted to teach you a lesson. I was no pushover. I stood straight up and kicked him. Lin Chen, are you looking for trouble first thing in the morning? Lin Chen stumbled back. After a few steps, he turned around and glared at me. You dare push me? I raised my chin. So what if I pushed you? I find you an eyesore too, so can't I teach you a lesson? Lin Chen pointed at me and shouted angrily. What are you acting smug for? 5 years ago, your mother was defeated by my mother. Now she deserves to be a vegetable. I heard you're still lying at home, not dead yet. Early morning is full of mocking sneers. I take deep breaths repeatedly, struggling to restrain the impulse inside me, to make early morning degenerate. I warn you, I can be indifferent to other things, but just try saying one more word about my mother. Early morning starts speaking triumphantly. From 5 years ago, the moment my dad brought me and my mom back to the Lin family, you had already lost. In this life, you will always be stepped under my feet. Don't ever think about making a comeback. After all, it's the first day of reporting to the new school. I really don't want to cause trouble. Gritting my teeth and silently chanting, "Don't be angry," countless times, I turn around. For someone like early morning, the best way is not to engage in a war of words with him, but to directly ignore him. Sure enough, early morning is very unhappy about being ignored. Right now is the peak time for students to go to school. Students are constantly passing by with umbrellas. Seeing the argument between me and early morning, they all tilt their heads to stare as they walk. Isn't that early morning, the heartthrob of the freshman year? He's quite handsome. I heard he has filmed many commercials. He has over 2 million followers on Weibo. Who is that boy next to him? I have never seen him before. Then came a suddenly lowered voice. Did you see it? That boy has a terrifying scar on his face. Oh my God, so scary. My heart sinks in panic. I quickly pull down my bangs. The scar extends from my forehead to the left side. Even if it is covered by the hair between my eyebrows, it can still be vaguely revealed. At a glance, it's shocking. For the past 5 years, the thing I fear most is others looking at me with monster-like eyes. Early morning watches my embarrassed appearance with satisfaction, feeling a surge of pleasure inside. Lin Haoyu, you deserve it. I already said that you will never be able to make a comeback while I'm around. The rain is still falling desperately, wetting my face bit by bit. Oh no, I need to find an umbrella quickly. My eyes search anxiously for an umbrella. Just at this moment, the rain above my head is suddenly blocked. I look up, staring in surprise at the umbrella held over my head, then shift my gaze to the gentle and moving girl in front of me. She is somewhat surprised, curving her thin lips. It's you. The surrounding area instantly boils over. Holy crap, it's the school goddess Sue. School goddess Sue is so breathtakingly beautiful today too. Her smile is so warm. But why would school goddess Sue give an umbrella to that freak? She hands over her umbrella, saying softly, the rain is getting heavier. You'll catch a cold if you don't use an umbrella. I take the umbrella and nod, saying, thank you. Su Qin smiles slightly. Why is it that every time we meet, the opening line is always this? I shake my head awkwardly. Is it? But it seems it really is. This is our second meeting. Every time, she saves me like an angel. Early morning, who is on the side, is dumbfounded. School goddess Sue. How do you two know? Who can tell him what's going on? Why would school goddess Su know Lin Haoyu? School goddess Su is one of the school's top 3 beauties. Su Qin doesn't even look at early morning. Her gaze is focused on me. Are you a new transfer student today? Which class? I look at her and nod. Class 4, grade 3. Su Qin says, I'll take you to the classroom. The school is very big. It's easy to get lost if it's your first time here. I am a bit flattered. Is that really okay? Would it be too much trouble for you? Su Qin smiles and waves her hand. It's no trouble. So, under the envious and jealous eyes of a group of boys, Su Qin and I walk away side by side under the umbrella. Early morning, ignored on the side, is so angry he grinds his teeth. School goddess Su, why are you being so kind to this freak? Lin Haoyu, why are you walking through the school? I look at the gentle and moving girl beside me and ask. By the way, I still don't know your name. My name is Lin Haoyu. Su Qin repeats my surname, and carefully examines my eyes. I am a little confused and ask, what's wrong? Su Qin shakes her head, nothing. It's just that you look very much like someone. I blink my eyes. With this face of mine now, who would be so miserable to look like me? That's too pitiful. Su Qin's fair and beautiful fingers hold the black umbrella, and she looks over, reciting a name, Lin Tian. 5 years ago, 3 children just over 10 years old, formed an idol group, officially entering the entertainment industry. The name of this group was Ripple Years, and the boy named Lin Tian was the leader of this group. At that time, the 3 boys in the Ripple Years group were extremely popular. It's a pity that good times don't last long. After only a year, the leader of the group, due to a kidnapping incident, had his face disfigured, and from then on completely withdrew from the entertainment industry. There has been no news of him since. That once popular idol group also gradually faded from people's sight. Hearing Su Qin call out the name Lin Tian, my steps pause. In a state of shock as if struck by lightning, Su Qin sees my reaction and is a little confused. You know him, too? I quickly shake my head. I don't know, I'm not clear, I don't understand. Su Qin smiles. Is that so? He used to be a very popular star. Hearing this, I immediately explain. Actually, I don't follow the entertainment industry much. Not to mention something from 5 years ago. How would I remember? Su Qin does not continue the topic. Soon, we walk to the entrance of the teaching building. She puts away the umbrella. Wait for me here. 3 minutes later, she comes back, holding a bandage in her hand. Then she looks at me and smiles. Stretch out your hand. Didn't you notice your hand was injured? Only then do I notice my palm is broken. It must have been grazed when I fell earlier. Su Qin carefully puts the bandage on for me, then nods with satisfaction. Protect yourself well. Don't let yourself get hurt again. This girl is simply incredibly gentle. I watch her back and ask. You still haven't told me your name. Su Qin turns back and smiles at me. My name is Su Qin. With that, he turned and walked into the classroom building. He arrived at the restroom. Leaning in to check the mirror, I thought, damn. This scar sticker is ruined once it touches water. I lifted my hair and peeled off the sticker. The mirror revealed a face of breathtaking handsomeness. Yet, his features exuded a cold, brooding aura. I looked like a completely different person from a moment ago. Looking into the mirror, I let out a sigh. Having grown used to seeing myself covered in scars, suddenly seeing my true appearance again felt a bit strange, so I put on a new scar sticker. Looking at this ugly reflection in the mirror, I nodded in satisfaction. Recalling the sentimental words from earlier, I pulled out my phone. After a moment's hesitation, I logged into a Weibo account that hadn't been accessed in a long time. The account verification clearly stated, this account hadn't been updated with new content for 5 years. Checking the number of visitors to the profile yesterday, it was only around 1 or 2,000. The entertainment industry is a place that changes in the blink of an eye. 5 years is enough to completely forget someone. Suddenly, the phone rang. It gave me a start. I hurriedly answered the call. A familiar voice came from the other side. Hello, how you finally bothered to log on. The boy on the other end was Song Ming, my best friend since childhood. How have you been lately? I answered with total sincerity. Not bad, I guess. Barely surviving. Calling me at this hour? Aren't you forbidden from having a phone at school? Song Ming chuckled and said, I didn't go to school today. I'm at home. Then it suddenly occurred to me. Regarding that contract from 5 years ago, There are only 3 months left. By the way, why do you sound so calm? Out of the 3 of us back then, you were the best looking. I couldn't help but smile. I'm the one involved here, so why are you angrier than I am? Song Ming spoke indignantly. I'm just frustrated for you. You were so popular back then. If it wasn't for that incident. I laughed and interrupted him. It's only been 5 years. Haven't I almost made it through? Song Ming emphasized again, just 3 more months. Then you'll be free from that contract's constraints. Speaking of which, that loser Ling Chen probably doesn't know yet, right? He thought he'd be famous after kicking you off the stage. And the result? Without you, he's still just some 18th tier minor celebrity. He can't get famous at all. I really want to see his face in 3 months when he sees your true look. The look of him being humiliated. It's going to be so satisfying. I smiled and said, you're so far away from me. I'm afraid you won't be able to see it in person. If possible, I'll try to give you a live broadcast via video call. Song Ming was a bit excited. In a few days, my mom and I are moving back to the capital. And Annie Chen is coming back to the country soon, too. When that time comes, the 3 of us can hang out together every day. There was a hint of joy in Song Ming's voice. I was also a bit excited. Are you serious? I checked the time. I spoke in a hurry. I have to go now. Too much has happened these past 2 days. I'll tell you all about it when we meet in person. After hanging up, I looked in the mirror. I double-checked my makeup to make sure there were no issues. Then I walked out of the restroom. Just then, I felt a cold, graceful figure pass by, a powerful aura, looming over me. Oh no, this feeling is. I turned around to look. Damn, it really was her. Like a reflex, I instantly leaped away from Luo Qingli. My entire back was pressed against the wall behind me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because this girl is just too noble. She always has this aloof, untouchable presence. Every time I see her, I somehow feel a bit intimidated. Luo Qingli, what a coincidence, you're coming to the restroom yourself. As soon as I said it, I wanted to bite my tongue off. What on earth did I just say? To prevent Luo Qingli from being poisonous about that topic, I quickly changed the subject. Aren't you curious? Why I suddenly showed up at Beijing No. 1 Middle School? Luo Qingli looked at me expressionlessly. Why, did you fall from the sky? Do I have to act curious about your sudden appearance? I was instantly speechless. Normal people should be at least a little bit surprised, right? But I heard from Linger that Luo Qingli had already been fast-tracked to university, so it didn't matter whether she came to school or not. And Luo Qingli is so young, yet she's already started taking over the family business. She must be very busy normally. I stepped forward and couldn't help asking, by the way, why did you come to school today? I thought you wouldn't be coming to school at all anymore. Luo Qingli glanced at the bandage on my hand. She asked nonchalantly, what happened to your hand? I acted like it was no big deal. I just fell down a moment ago, and scraped it by accident. Luo Qingli gave a cold laugh. You can fall even while walking normally. Why don't you just fall to your death? I was a bit shocked. Luo Qingli, did you come to school just to mock me on purpose? Luo Qingli took out a tissue to wipe her hands. She said coldly, do you own this school? I shook my head. No. Then stay out of my business. Luo Qingli finished, crumpled the tissue into a ball, tossed it into the trash, and turned to walk away. I looked at her back and muttered, what a stone-faced, icy person. After saying that, I hummed a song and walked to the end of the 3rd floor corridor. I looked up at the class sign. Class 3 to 4, this is the place. I gently pushed open the door. The previously noisy classroom instantly went silent. Everyone turned their heads to look at me. I instinctively scratched my hair to hide my face. This was an unconscious habit developed over 5 years. Since hiding my appearance. Hello everyone. My name is Lin Haoyu. I just transferred to this class today. I hope we can get along well. The students in the front rows began to whisper. Lin Haoyu? Isn't he the guy who hit on School Belle Sue? In broad daylight? I'm telling you guys. When I passed the restroom just now, to think I actually saw Miss Luo. And as for this Lin Haoyu, he's actually hitting on our school beauty Luo again. The fanboys and fangirls in the class were first pleasantly surprised that Luo Qingli came to school today, because Luo Qingli rarely ever comes to school. She really is a rare sight. But then, they were infuriated by the next sentence. What did you say? This ugly freak actually has the nerve to hit on school beauty Luo? This is absolutely intolerable. Ling Chen was also in this class. Watching me get ridiculed by so many people, he was feeling incredibly smug inside. I stood at the door, gripping my backpack straps tightly. Ignoring these people, I walked in calmly. I chose an empty seat in the back row where no one was sitting. The whole time, it was as if I couldn't hear their mockery at all. Sitting in front, Ling Chen glared at me furiously, failing to provoke Lin Haoyu. He ended up infuriating himself instead. What he hated most was this attitude of Lin Haoyu's, pretending to be so magnanimous. How could anyone not be angry after being insulted by so many people? He must be dying of anger inside. Yet on the surface, he acts like he doesn't care. What a hypocritical and disgusting person. During recess, I got up to go to the restroom. Seeing that I didn't even have anyone to accompany me, although I was used to being isolated, I still felt a bit emotional. I really hoped Song Ming and Annie Chen would come to keep me company soon. Lost in my random thoughts, I turned the corner and headed down the stairs. Who would have thought that in the next second, I would bump right into Ling Chen? I was utterly speechless. Ling Chen, what are you trying to do now? I don't have time to waste words with you. Saying that, I tried to bypass him. Ling Chen grabbed my arm tightly, staring dead at me, and spoke in a nasty tone. Lin Haoyu, you'd better confess honestly. What exactly is your relationship with the eldest Miss Luo? I glanced at him sideways. What does my relationship with her have to do with you? Ling Chen looked at me viciously. I'm warning you, don't push your luck. School beauty Luo is my future girlfriend. Stay away from her from now on. I smiled, deliberately provoking him. I forgot to tell you, Luo Qingli and I meet every single day, and her younger sister likes me super much too. Infuriated, Ling Chen raised his hand, wanting to punch me. Who would have thought that I would catch his wrist, and then fling it to the side? Just at that moment, voices came from down the stairs. Some students were walking up, talking and laughing. Ling Chen cried out in surprise, stepping backward quickly on his own, accompanied by a miserable shriek. Ling Chen rolled straight down the stairs. No way. I was dumbfounded. How did this happen? I didn't use much force at all just now. The surrounding students fell into utter chaos. Oh my God, what's going on? Hurry, take him to the school infirmary. Supported by a group of classmates, Ling Chen sat up. He looked at me pitifully. Student Lin, why did you push me? My mind went blank for a second. I could only retort instinctively, you're lying. I didn't push you at all. The passing students chimed in one after another, still denying it. We all saw it with our own eyes. That's right, it was you who pushed Ling Chen down the stairs. It's bad enough that you're ugly, but you're even bullying your classmate. Everyone around was standing up for Ling Chen. Meanwhile, Ling Chen was covered in injuries, covering his face. But upon hearing the surrounding voices condemning me, the corner of his mouth smirked imperceptibly. I bit my lower lip. I didn't push him. If you don't believe me, you are more than welcome to check the surveillance footage. Hearing this, Ling Chen's face darkened. He simply closed both eyes and fainted right away. Inside a VIP room at the hospital, Lin Yuandong dragged me in, looking as furiously enraged as ever. Get in here. Pointing at Ling Chen, who was lying comfortably on the hospital bed, my dad scolded angrily. Look at what your brother has become because of you. My shoulder hurt so badly from his grip. I could clearly feel that. My dad was truly furious. To be honest, when I was ridiculed by the whole class as an ugly freak today, I wasn't that sad. But at this very second, my heart ached terribly. I said I didn't push him. He rolled down by himself. Ling Chen's voice was a bit choked up. If you didn't push me, did I want to injure myself on purpose then? Why would I do that? Dad glared at me. Your brother has been timid since he was a child. How could he be as bold and reckless as you? From the day I brought your brother back to the Lin family, I could tell you've always disliked him, and have been deliberately trying to harm him. What on earth is your heart made of? He is your brother. Lin Yuandong roared, shouting until he began to cough violently. The door to the ward was suddenly pushed open. Yang Hui walked in quickly, looking anxious. Darling, are you okay? Where did you get hurt? Let mommy see, quick. Ling Chen immediately squeezed out a few tears. Yang Hui turned her head. Even her heavily made-up face couldn't hide that mean and vicious expression. It's you again, Lin Haoyu. How dare you push my son down the stairs? I think you're tired of living. I must beat you to death today. I clenched my fists, looking at her unyieldingly. Just try hitting me once. I will absolutely return it to you tenfold. Yang Hui turned to look at Lin Yuandong and wailed, "Hubby, look at this fine son raised by you and your ex-wife. Is he trying to drive us, mother and son, to our deaths? The two of us will pack our things and leave the Lin family right now." Lin Yuandong looked around the room, picked up an ornament from the bedside table, and threw it straight at me. As he threw things, he cursed, still being stubborn. "Look at what you've done to your brother. And you still dare to anger your aunt. How did I ever give birth to such a bastard like you?" Saying that, he grabbed a nearby ornament and struck at me. It hurt a lot when it hit my body, but I stubbornly refused to dodge. I lowered my head, clenching my fists tightly. Even though I knew tears were the most useless thing, at this very moment, I just couldn't control them. Before my tears could fall, Yang Hui and Ling Chen looked as if they had suffered an immense injustice. The mother and son held each other's heads, crying in agony. Lin Yuandong grabbed my arm and pushed me forward forcefully. "Do you think it's fine as long as you keep your mouth shut?" On the surface, Ling Chen was crying in deep sorrow, but in his heart, he couldn't stop snickering. Hiding behind Lin Yuandong, he flashed a provocative smile at me. I trembled all over with rage. Lin Yuandong turned his head to look in the direction I was pointing. Ling Chen instantly wiped away his smile from just a moment ago, and began to cry even harder. Seeing Ling Chen crying so bitterly, Lin Yuandong retracted his gaze and glared intensely at me. "What are you doing? How dare you point at your younger brother? Are you trying to push your brother down the stairs again, right in front of my face? Lin Haoyu, I am so deeply disappointed in you. Apologize to your brother right this instant." I laughed, speaking stubbornly. "I did nothing wrong. Why should I apologize?" Lin Yuandong stared at me. "Just you wait. I will beat you today until you give in." He dragged me, raising the ornament from earlier to strike down fiercely. Right at that moment, the ward door was suddenly burst open. Lin Yuandong froze mid-action. He turned his head to look, and to his surprise, a crowd of bodyguards stood at the door. These bodyguards were all dressed in black uniforms, neat and orderly. Lin Yuandong panicked for a moment, then pulled a long face and snapped angrily, "Who are you all? This is my son's ward. Please leave immediately." The leading bodyguard glanced at me, confirming it was correct. He made a gesture to the bodyguards behind him. The bodyguards rushed in all at once, and began to smash everything in the ward frantically. Yang Hui's face turned pale. Holding her son, she shouted loudly, "Are you crazy? Everyone has gone mad. Where did you bandits come from? I'm going to call the police." A bodyguard snatched away the object from Lin Yuandong, the ornament he was about to hit me with, and threw it forcefully. A chair brushed past Ling Chen's face. Ling Chen's face instantly went pale, and his entire body froze on the spot. There was a slight scratch on his cheek, and it was bleeding. All of this came far too unexpectedly for anyone to anticipate. Lin Yuandong snapped back to reality, and immediately rushed to the hospital bed. "Xiao Chen, are you okay?" Ling Chen screamed frantically, "Dad, who are they? Am I going to be disfigured? My face." This time, he was no longer faking it. I was also dumbfounded. What on earth was going on? Where did these bodyguards come from? Could they be Lin Yuandong's enemies? To my surprise, the bodyguards had no intention of bullying me at all. Instead, one of them even brought over a chair for me. "Mr. Haoyu, please have a seat." It was a gesture completely inviting me to watch the show. I was utterly bewildered. What exactly was going on? Lin Yuandong looked furious. "Who on earth are you all? You have injured my son's face. He is a celebrity. Who knows when he will have a scheduled appearance? You've injured him. Can you bear the responsibility?" Yang Hui also shrieked and cursed. "Don't you know? A single appearance from my son costs tens of thousands. I am calling the police right now. None of you leave. Stay right here and compensate us." The leading bodyguard, wearing a Bluetooth earpiece, walked over to the window edge, and meticulously repeated the words just spoken. "Miss, the other party says Ling Chen is a celebrity, and a single appearance costs tens of thousands." At the Luo family villa, a young lady of supreme nobility was sitting on the sofa. "Keep hitting him. Hit him until it covers 1 million. The bodyguard acknowledged the order, turned around, and made a gesture to a few of the bodyguards. "Do it." Ling Chen shrank back in fear, clearly sensing that these bodyguards were coming for him. "What do you want to do? Mom, hurry up and call the police." Just as the words left his mouth, Ling Chen was struck hard with a slap across the face. His face burned with sharp pain. Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui tried to step forward, but they were surrounded and blocked by layers of guards. Lin Yuandong shouted anxiously, "Do you know who I am? How dare you lay a hand on my son?" Yang Hui also lost her composure. In all her 30-odd years of life, she had never encountered such a situation before today. Ling Chen clutched his face. His eyes filled with utter disbelief. "You dare hit me?" Another slap landed. The bodyguard had a stern face, behaving completely as if he were just carrying out routine duties. The sound of face slapping echoed continuously in the ward. Seeing Ling Chen take so many slaps, her heart was bleeding. Yang Hui anxiously pointed at me nearby. "If you are enemies of our Lin family, please, don't hit my son, go hit him. He is also my husband's son, go hit him instead, you can beat him however you like." Lin Yuandong gritted his teeth. Ling Chen was vital to the future development of the group. Absolutely nothing could happen to him. Thinking this, Lin Yuandong also nodded along. "Yes, yes, yes. Go hit Lin Haoyu, hit him." I froze. Then, I let out a self-deprecating laugh, turned around, and ran out of the room without looking back. The leading bodyguard chased after me. Watching my retreating figure, he spoke into his earpiece, "Eldest miss. Mr. Haoyu seems to have run off in deep sorrow." "Understood," Luo Qingli replied indifferently. The bodyguard immediately asked, "Should we pick him up and bring him back to the manor? He looks to be in a very bad mood." Luo Liner was trying hard to press her little head against the phone. Hearing this, she nodded hurriedly, "Yes, yes, yes." Yet Luo Qingli merely parted her thin lips slightly, and uttered two words, "No need." Luo Liner was instantly puzzled. "Why, sister, didn't you hear that brother Haoyu is in a very bad mood?" Luo Qingli hung up the phone, her expression showing little change. "There is no why. Helping him this time was only because you begged me so hard." The sky was gloomy. In the distance, layers of dark clouds were rolling in this direction. The pace of pedestrians on the street began to quicken. Everyone was in a hurry to get to where they were going. I walked aimlessly along the street all by myself. As the neon lights around me gradually lit up, "Go beat up Lin Haoyu. He is also my son." These words were like a curse. It kept ringing in my ears. Why on earth did I crave that fatherly love so much, even like a beggar, begging Lin Yuandong for just a little bit of care? It started pouring down. A boy around my age, carrying a backpack, was walking hurriedly while on the phone. "Dad, I know about the typhoon. I'm rushing home right now. You and Mom don't need to worry. No need to come pick me up. I've already reached the subway entrance." Standing in the rain, I stared blankly at this boy. On such a stormy evening, with the typhoon howling, no one would care about my safety. Even less would anyone care if I died. On the other side, Luo Linger was leaning on the sofa playing with an iPad. Hearing that a typhoon was coming soon, she immediately raised her bright eyes. Her little face was full of anxiety. "Sister, do you think the older brother has gone home yet?" Luo Qingli's eyes were glued to the TV. On the screen, the host was braving the wind, their face almost deformed by the gusts, struggling to do a live report from a street in the city. Luo Linger forced her small hand to wave in front of Luo Qingli. "Sister, who would still be outside doing activities in this kind of weather? Even an idiot knows to take shelter," Luo Qingli said as she raised her hand to change the channel. Yet, in the very next second, a familiar figure appeared behind the reporter. Luo Qingli's cold eyes narrowed slightly. Luo Linger pointed at the TV in surprise. Was that figure just now brother Haoyu? Luo Qingli turned off the TV with a cold face and stood up. Linger instantly got anxious. "Why did you turn off the TV? Was that the older brother just now? It's so dangerous for him to be outside alone right now. Sister, are you going to pick him up?" Luo Qingli glanced at her younger sister. "I told you just now, my kindness toward him ends here. That idiot who doesn't even cherish himself deserves to be blown away by the wind." Tossing the remote control aside, Luo Qingli walked up to the second floor with a dark face. Luo Linger was extremely anxious. Oh no, what should we do? Brother Haoyu is in danger." She was just wondering about calling the Luo family's driver, to see if they could go and pick up the older brother. But who knew that not even 5 minutes after Luo Qingli went upstairs, she came back down with a cold face, still holding her car keys. "Sister." Luo Linger's eyes lit up. "Are you going to pick up the older brother?" Luo Qingli gritted her teeth. I'm just going out for a walk. Who said I was going to pick him up? On the other side, I sat on the steps of a shopping mall by the roadside, a place that could barely block the wind and rain. My home was located very far from the downtown area. The only subway line that went there was affected by the typhoon, and had already stopped operating. The Lin family's mansion was right in an upscale neighborhood nearby, but unfortunately, since 5 years ago, that place was no longer my home. Right now, I have a bleak sense of being abandoned by the whole world. Suddenly, a red sports car slammed on its brakes, and pulled up steadily in front of me. The car window rolled down, revealing an incredibly beautiful face. Get in. Luo Qingli looked straight ahead, her voice carrying a hint of coldness. I looked up with a surprised face. Why are you here? Luo Qingli's expression didn't change. Just passing by. She turned her head slightly, finally willing to set her eyes on me. Lin Haoyu, you really are in a leisurely mood. Can't you see a typhoon is coming soon? Are you trying to wait here for the rain to stop, or are you waiting for the typhoon to arrive, to completely turn into a corpse? I leaped to my feet. I like waiting here. What's it to you? Even if I turn into a corpse, it has nothing to do with you. Luo Qingli's pretty face instantly turned cold. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll ask you one last time. Are you getting in the car or not? What I hated most was Luo Qingli's charity-like tone, as if no matter how she treated me, I had to be deeply grateful. Miss Luo, please just let me turn into a corpse right here. Anyway, no one in this world cares whether I'm alive or dead. The weather is bad. I advise you not to waste your time on me. Suddenly, a gust of cold wind blew by, and my body shuddered violently. I could only speak up sheepishly, but actually, I think being alive is still quite good. Thank you, Miss Luo. Seeing that I finally softened, Luo Qingli's expression eased up a bit. She reached out, pulled a pack of tissues from the side, and threw them to me. Wipe yourself. I gave her a grateful look. Thank you. I didn't expect this little demon to have such a thoughtful moment. Who knew? Luo Qingli added another indifferent remark. Don't dirty my car. Sigh. As expected, I shouldn't hold any hope for a deadpan, sharp-tongued person. On the way here, Luo Qingli restated what happened in the hospital ward. An ordinary person by this time would probably have been faint with grief long ago, but the young man in front of her didn't even have a tear stain on his face, and even looked a bit happy. Luo Qingli's voice softened for once. Lin Haoyu, it's okay to cry. You don't have to force yourself to hold it in. In disbelief, I looked at this extremely beautiful girl, completely stunned, because from childhood to adulthood, almost everyone told me that boys cannot cry, and that crying cannot solve any problems. So I rarely cried. Someone I had known for only a few days, actually, on such a stormy night, gave me my only warmth. It felt like all the grievances experienced throughout the day instantly swelled to the extreme at this very second. My eyes felt a bit stinging. I didn't cry. After adjusting my mood, I turned to look at her instead. A smile graced Luo Qingli's face in the night. Luo Qingli asked with a look of confusion, "What are you laughing at?" I looked at her with a smile. I said seriously, "Thank you for caring about me." Luo Qingli gave a cold snort. Lin Haoyu, you are definitely the most conceited person I've ever met. I felt the smile on my face falter slightly. I pretended not to understand the sarcasm in Luo Qingli's words. Still smiling, I said, "But you clearly could have ignored me just now, and left by yourself. But you didn't, did you?" Luo Qingli snorted coldly. "I just happened to save a life on my way. I have always enjoyed doing good deeds." Soon, Luo Qingli drove into the Luo family villa. After giving Butler Li a glance, she headed upstairs. Butler Li understood immediately. He made a gesture of invitation towards me. "Mr. Lin, please follow me." I followed him into a luxurious room. Because so much had happened today, I was so exhausted that I fell asleep as soon as I hit the bed. The next morning, I let out a wide yawn. Waking up in a magnificent and luxurious room, I suddenly snapped my eyes open, surveying the surroundings. Only then did I accept the fact that yesterday, I had stayed overnight at the Luo family villa. Checking the time, it was already 6:30. If I didn't hurry up, I wouldn't have time to prepare breakfast for Luo Linger. I hurriedly jumped out of bed. Half an hour later, I walked out of the kitchen with the prepared children's meal. Just as I brought it out, I discovered that Luo Linger had already gotten up at some point. She was sitting at the dining table with a well-behaved look. Seeing me come out, she flashed a bright smile, revealing her little white teeth. I was a bit surprised. Linger, why are you up so early? Because I felt the little brother's food calling me. Luo Linger was like a kitten waiting to be fed, happily patting the dining table with both hands. I was amused by her cute appearance, walked over, and patted her little head. Luo Linger looked a bit embarrassed. Last night, I wanted to wait for you to come back, but I accidentally fell asleep while waiting. I see. By the way, how did you know I was coming back? I asked casually. Luo Linger spoke unclearly while stuffing herself with breakfast. The reason was because of the typhoon yesterday. My sister, she. What about me? A cold and elegant voice came over. Luo Qingli had also come downstairs at some point. She was looking at Luo Linger with an incredibly kind gaze. Luo Linger immediately stiffened her face. Sister was very pretty yesterday, and she's even prettier today. Luo Qingli patted Luo Linger's head with satisfaction. The maid, following her usual routine, arrived at the kitchen at the same time, only to find that both young mistresses were already awake. The Luo family had a very fixed breakfast time, but today it was a full half-hour early. Eldest miss, why are you? We'll prepare breakfast immediately. Luo Qingli pulled out a chair, and sat down with great elegance. No need. The maid looked confused. You mean, isn't there already some ready-made? As Luo Qingli spoke, her deep, beautiful eyes drifted toward me. I looked down, at the sandwich I had made for myself. While preparing breakfast for Luo Linger earlier, I quickly hid the food behind my back. No way, this is mine. Ask your servants to make some for you. Are you going to give it to me or not? Luo Qingli looked at me, her eyes full of threats, looking as if her eating my food was a great favor to me. I wanted to cry but had no tears as I reluctantly handed it to her. I watched Luo Qingli longingly, as she ate the sandwich and drank the milk, then leisurely commented, the taste is a bit bland. Pay attention next time. I gave a fake smile. You could have chosen not to eat it. Luo Qingli snorted. There's something urgent at school. I have to leave half an hour early today. Otherwise, do you think I really wanted to eat this kind of stuff you made? Just then, the butler walked up. Eldest miss, Miss Su Qin is here. Hearing this familiar name, I turned my head to look, and was surprised to see the girl walking this way. Seeing me, Su Qin was clearly stunned for a moment as well, then a smile formed on her lips. Classmate Lin, what are you doing here? Before I could speak, Luo Qingli blurted out coldly, he is our family's new male servant. I explained indignantly, hey, what do you mean male servant? I'm just responsible for taking care of Luo Linger for a month. Taking care of Luo Linger? Su Qin turned her gaze toward Luo Linger, who was happily eating her breakfast. Connecting the events of the past few days, she understood instantly. She smiled softly. The world really is small. Sitting down across from Luo Qingli, Su Qin looked at me standing aside. Aren't you going to sit? Luo Qingli sat there imperiously. She lifted her noble eyelids, and glanced at me. A male servant should have the awareness of a male servant. Sit. What for? Compared to Luo Qingli's annoying, spoiled rich miss attitude, it was completely different. Su Qin was truly gentle and graceful. Her voice was like cherry blossoms floating down in spring. Qingli, don't bully classmate Lin. Look at what an angel-like girl is. Then look at Luo Qingli sitting across from Su Qin. She's simply a demon. How can there be such a huge gap between two beauties? I forced a smile and looked at her. Classmate Su Qin, you're so kind. Some people are worlds apart compared to you. Luo Qingli glared at me. Lin, how do you want to die? Su Qin cleared her throat. On a serious note, there's a lot to do at school today. We should hurry up and head there. It was about a 20-minute drive from here to the school, and there was no public transportation nearby. I didn't dare to hope that Luo Qingli would be kind enough to give me a ride. I nudged Su Qin's arm. Classmate Su Qin, can I hitch a ride? Su Qin smiled. Of course you can. The Su family villa and the Luo family villa were very close, both within the same estate. Two luxury cars stopped at the gate one after another. Luo Qingli expressionlessly opened the driver's side door, sat inside. From the rearview mirror, he saw me talking and laughing. happily getting into Su Qin's car. Luo Qingli frowned, wondering, does he have to smile like that? Why didn't he just laugh himself to death? His foolish look is really an eyesore. Luo Qingli silently withdrew his gaze, shifted into gear, and stepped on the gas pedal all the way to the floor. With a loud roar, the vehicle shot out like an arrow from a bow, disappearing from sight in no time. The sudden sound of acceleration gave me a start. I looked up, watching Luo Qingli's car already driving far away, going so fast. Is he risking his life? The Su family's driver started the car. Su Qin and I got into the back seat. It felt as if the sunlight was slanting into the entire car, and the air around us felt completely warm. My stomach growled right on cue. Su Qin froze for a moment, then clenched his hand into a fist against his thin lips, chuckling softly. I quickly explained, I didn't have time to eat breakfast this morning. Su Qin asked curiously, why didn't you eat? I said dejectedly, I only made one sandwich, and it was snatched away by Luo Qingli. After saying that, I looked at Su Qin with sympathy. Su Qin, having a friend like Luo Qingli, it must be very exhausting to get along with him, right? Su Qin smiled and shook his head, not really. In fact, after knowing him for a long time, you will find that he has many admirable virtues. I curled my lips, for example, having a venomous tongue. Except for that, which leaves me in awe, I basically haven't discovered anything else. Su Qin was amused by me again. While we were talking, the car had already driven out of the manor, and onto the bustling streets. Not long after driving, Su Qin asked the driver to pull over to the side of the road. Then he turned to look at me and said, wait for me a moment. After saying that, he got out of the car. I nodded. Anyway, we left early today, so there was no need to worry about being late at all. After a short while, Su Qin came back, holding a paper bag in his hand. He handed it to me with a smile. Here, for you. I took it in surprise. It turned out to be breakfast bought for me, which made me overjoyed. Opening the paper bag to take a look, there was a warm hamburger and soybean milk. Su Qin, you are really such a nice person. Su Qin smiled gently, if possible, just call me Su Qin directly. I smiled back at him, okay, thank you, Su Qin. Before long, we arrived at school. As soon as I walked into the classroom, I saw a crowd of students surrounding Ling Chen. Yesterday, Ling Chen rolled down the stairs and framed me for it, saying that I pushed him, making me completely the public enemy of the class. Both boys and girls were all standing on Ling Chen's side. As soon as they saw me walk in, every single one of them glared at me. Lin Haoyu, you still have the face to come to school. Exactly, look at what you have done to Ling Chen. His face is so swollen. He is a celebrity, who makes a living with his face. Do you think he's like an ugly freak like you? Placing my backpack on the desk, I spoke nonchalantly. No wonder after mixing around for so many years, you are still an unknown 18th tier minor celebrity. After all, you have no real capability. Hearing this, Ling Chen raised his eyes in anger. These words could be said to have poked his sore spot. 5 years ago, Lin Haoyu was only just over 10 years old, yet he could become incredibly famous throughout the whole country. But what about him? Having struggled for so many years, he was still an obscure, low-profile actor. Even though Lin Haoyu was disfigured and banned, he, Ling Chen, was still lukewarm and unnoticed like this. The surrounding classmates immediately stood up for Ling Chen, glaring at me with indignation. How can you be like this? Exactly, I've really never seen such a shameless person. The girls in the class were even more indignant on behalf of their class heartthrob. At least Ling Chen looks good. Even if he isn't exaggeratingly famous, he is definitely not someone an ugly freak like you can ridicule. If you have the capability, go try being a star yourself. I'm afraid you wouldn't even make it to the 18th tier. I shrugged. Is that so? I know very well in my heart what I look like. No one can tell about the future. I hope you won't get slapped in the face in the future. Ling Chen glared at me with hatred. He couldn't understand what on earth I was being so arrogant about. An ugly freak with a ruined face. Lin Haoyu, do you think you can still compete with me looking like this now? Ling Chen, don't lower yourself to the level of that ugly freak. We all support you. Exactly. I firmly believe that our class heartthrob will definitely have a day of massive success. When that time comes, a certain ugly freak will be the one getting slapped in the face. By the way, why didn't you rest at home for a few more days? Ling Chen snapped out of it, and touched his somewhat swollen face. Yesterday, for some inexplicable reason. He was slapped so many times by several men in black. When had he ever suffered such humiliation? And he didn't want to come to school at all, okay? It was simply ruining his own image. However, today was the day for the school's drama club to select members. He had to come. The drama club of Capital No. 1 High School was a shortcut to becoming a star, a place that many students dreamed of. Even many big directors in the entertainment industry would come to the school's drama club to pick suitable actors. And most importantly, the president of the drama club was the currently popular idol, Shen Wanting. Such a dazzling big star was the president of the high school drama club. As long as one could join the drama club, would they still need to worry about not having traffic or becoming popular in the future? Ling Chen secretly made up his mind. He must join the drama club. One day, he would definitely become the most popular idol, and give Lin Haoyu a hard slap in the face. The first period was chemistry class. I was looking down, writing chemical equations. At this moment, my phone suddenly vibrated frantically. I stole a glance at the teacher, and quickly took out my phone. It was a group message. There were only 3 people in total in the group, and each Chen was frantically tagging me in the group. Haoyu, come out quickly. Where are you? Twitched the corner of my mouth. I quickly replied, coming. I'm in class, big bro. Do you think I'm abroad too? And Chen replied instantly, this is huge news. The drama club at Capital No. 1 High School is recruiting this afternoon. Don't forget to go. I immediately replied, what do you mean? Are you asking me to go audition for the drama club? With this terrifying face I have right now? And Chen sent a little emoji. How can you be so short-sighted? The drama club only recruits once a year. In 3 months, won't you be able to recover your original looks? Once you get your face back, won't you dominate the drama club in minutes? Besides, that idiot brother of yours definitely won't let this opportunity slip away. He's still dreaming of rising to fame by getting into the drama club. Just go. Give him a good reality check. I pondered for a moment, but with this face right now, I really have no confidence. And Chen continued, what are you afraid of? Forgot your own specialty skill. In the end, I still went. The drama club was located in the west campus of Capital No. 1 High School. There were many clubs here, but right now, the most popular one was the drama club. Being able to see the trendy celebrity Shen Wanting was one reason. The second reason was that everyone was fantasizing. What if I actually become a star? Wouldn't that be amazing? Just then, the sound of chattering came from nearby. With so many people, they are only choosing 3 members. The competition is fierce. What's there to fear? Ling Chen will definitely pass. He's basically an actor already, isn't he? Ling Chen spoke up, full of pride. That's a must. I still have that much confidence. I turned my head to look. Sure enough, I saw Ling Chen and his friends. Our eyes met in the air. Ling Chen froze for a moment, clearly not expecting that I would actually show up too. I can't be seeing things, can I? Ugly freaks are actually dreaming of becoming famous nowadays. The one speaking was Ling Chen's best friend, Lu Yu. The way Lu Yu looked at me was pure disdain. His face full of mockery. Lin Haoyu, can you have some self-awareness? It's one thing for Ling Chen and me to audition. At least the 2 of us are handsome. Who do you think you are? If you can get in, I'll eat a keyboard on a live stream. Ling Chen also smirked and scoffed. Count me in too. Their conversation was overheard by the people around them. Everyone burst into laughter. Looking this hideous and yet having the nerve to audition. Don't know where that confidence comes from. Aren't they embarrassed? The crowd successfully directed the mockery toward me. Ling Chen and Lu Yu were utterly thrilled, exchanging looks, gloating and laughing. I shrugged indifferently, the corners of my mouth turning up slightly. Is that so? Then let's wait and see. Just then, a burst of screams erupted from the crowd. Instantly, the people around forgot about mocking me, and all squeezed forward. A beautiful girl was standing there, holding onto the railing. She looked very happy as she waved her hands at the dense crowd below. Her voice was crisp. Thank you all for supporting our drama club. I can see all of your enthusiasm. Next, please don't crowd. Line up in order to enter the venue and wait for the selection. I hope everyone does their best. I'll be waiting for you in the final round of interviews. As she spoke, she even blew a kiss to the crowd below. All the fanboys downstairs went wild. Some snapped photos. Others screamed, Goddess, I love you. Shen Wanting, look over here. What should I do? I'm so torn. Which of the 3 top school beauties should I choose? Support School Beauty Luo, she's so cool and aloof. School Beauty Sue is so gentle. School Beauty Shen is also super awesome. I feel like I'm going to die from excitement. I covered my ears in despair. Is this a talent selection or a fan meeting? The screams of these fanboys were about to deafen me. Helplessly, I pushed through the crowd. While these fanboys were still lingering around here, I took the lead and stepped forward, handing the registration form to a tall club member at the entrance of the drama club. The member looked up at me, his jaw nearly dropping. You are not qualified to audition. Hurry up and leave. Someone this ugly has the nerve to audition. I was speechless. Why? The member glanced at me. Please, take a look at yourself first. Do you think our drama club is a place where any ugly freak can get in? Hurry up and leave, hurry up and leave. I got a bit annoyed and pulled out my student ID, saying with utmost seriousness, first, I am a student of St. Thea Academy. Second, the drama club has no rule stating that those who aren't good-looking cannot audition. Third, take off your tinted glasses. What era is this? After saying that, I just looked at him fearlessly. The member was stunned by my momentum, and was momentarily at a loss for words. He took a step back. Fine, go in then. So ignorant of the world. Even if I let you in, you will absolutely never be selected. I couldn't be bothered with him. Snatched my registration form right out of his hand, and walked straight inside. The written test section was very easy for me. The entire exam classroom was completely silent. Everyone was frowning over the questions. It only took me 5 minutes to stand up, walk to the front, and hand in my paper. The female invigilator looked surprised. You're finished. I nodded. What should I do next? The girl was astonished. Although these test questions weren't extremely difficult, they were definitely not something that could be easily solved in just 5 minutes. Alright, she adjusted her glasses. Go wait in the main hall first. In the same exam room, Ling Chen and Lu Yu exchanged glances. Ling Chen muttered in a low voice, how could anyone be that fast? Either they cheated or they just guessed blindly. I let out a yawn. Waiting bored outside for ages, before people finally started handing in their papers and walking out. As soon as Ling Chen walked out, he mocked me sarcastically, Lin Haoyu. Who do you think you are, acting so tough? Do you think this is all multiple choice? Like you can just guess and get away with it? How ridiculous. Lu Yu added fuel to the fire, do you think you're a genius? Everyone else took the full 30 minutes to hand in their papers. Only you had to show off. Just wait until the results are announced later, you'll be completely embarrassed. I didn't say anything because I couldn't be bothered to argue with idiots. About half an hour later, the results of the written test they had just looked down on came out. The Li family selected the top 20 candidates in order of their scores. Students whose names are called, please come and line up here. Ling Chen, Zhang Ningmen, Sun Feier. Ling Chen and Lu Yu looked at me gloatingly. Bye-bye, we'll head out first. You are definitely getting cut. The names were called out one by one. Until the very end, they still hadn't called my name. Ling Chen smugly raised his eyebrows at me, his face full of provocation. See? I told you he would get cut. Lu Yu also waved goodbye to me. Both of them were completely gloating. Who would have thought that at that exact moment? Another girl rushed up in a hurry. Wait a minute, wait a minute. A name was missed just now. It's Lin Haoyu. He passed the written test with a perfect score. The venue fell dead silent for 2 seconds. And then, like a single pebble causing 1,000 ripples, an incredible burst of exclamations erupted instantly. Oh my god! Lin Haoyu got a perfect score. Ling Chen and Lu Yu were completely dumbfounded. How is this possible? Lin Haoyu only took 5 minutes to complete a test with a perfect score. Is he a monster? I yawned again. Sure enough, it was exactly as I expected, but I've already announced the top 20 names. In that case, the student who was ranked last just now will have to be eliminated. The staff member said this while looking down to check the list, then looked up apologetically at Lu Yu. I'm sorry, you've been eliminated. Lu Yu trembled all over with rage. What? How could this happen? He glared at me viciously. I walked up to him unhurriedly, and pushed Lu Yu out of the line without any hesitation. I waved my hand gently, mimicking Lu Yu's earlier gesture, and also waved goodbye. I'm so sorry. I accidentally got you eliminated. Lu Yu was absolutely furious. Although Ling Chen wasn't eliminated, seeing me act so smug made him so angry his nose almost went crooked. This was completely different from what he had imagined. The staff had already started clearing the room. Students who were eliminated in the first round, please leave on your own. Lu Yu, how did this happen? Ling Chen still didn't want to believe it. I'm fine. There will be other opportunities in the future anyway, Lu Yu said, glaring at me fiercely. Lin Haoyu, I will remember you. Do you think you're amazing just because you passed the written test? With an ugly face as sickening as yours, you'll definitely be eliminated in the next interview. Just wait. After saying that, he left angrily but helplessly. On the other side, in the president's office, Shen Wanting was lying on the sofa completely devoid of her idle baggage, watching an American TV series on her tablet. She was clutching her stomach, laughing hysterically. Just then, her phone rang. She glanced at the caller ID, and picked it up. As soon as it connected, she started laughing wildly. Ha! Luo Qingli, you called at the perfect time. I want to recommend a super hilarious sitcom to you. The name of this show is, haha, I'm dying of laughter. Oh, my stomach. Even though Shen Wanting was laughing uncontrollably, Luo Qingli on the other end of the line remained expressionless. What's so funny? I have something to tell you. Hearing this, Shen Wanting looked puzzled. Why are you calling me? Do you want to challenge me? The other end of the line fell silent for a few seconds. Luo Qingli cleared her throat slightly, her voice calm. There's someone named Lin Haoyu. He signed up for your drama club. How is the situation now? I don't know. The written test just finished. It's not time for my interview yet. Wait, who is Lin Haoyu? Why do you care about him so much? Luo Qingli said with a cold face. Which eye of yours sees that I care about him? Shen Wanting smiled. You don't care about him, yet you called me specifically. Humph, last time when I was filming, I almost fractured my leg, and I didn't see you take the initiative to call me once. Never mind, just pretend I never made this call, Luo Qingli said as she was about to hang up. Wait a minute, you're making me so confused right now. Are you asking me to give special consideration to this guy named Lin Haoyu? Luo Qingli paused again, her rosy lips parting slightly. Up to you. After saying that, the call hung up. Shen Wanting was a bit dumbfounded. What does up to you mean? Can anyone tell her what Luo Qingli actually meant? 3 hours later, someone pushed the door open hurriedly in a certain acting room, making the originally noisy environment instantly quiet down. Sorry, to keep everyone waiting. Shen Wanting walked in with a bright smile. We will start the interviews right away. Watching Shen Wanting walk briskly to the main seat, everyone around was secretly excited. After all, she was a popular star who could usually only be seen on TV. Suddenly, appearing right in front of them at such close range, how could they not be excited? Shen Wanting turned her head, and handed the materials in her hand to her assistant. Hand these out. The materials were distributed one by one. I picked mine up to look at it, and found it was a script, densely printed with lines. Based on the analysis of the lines, it seemed to be a historical drama. Now everyone has a different script in their hands. The content of the interview is very simple. I will give you 5 minutes to memorize these lines, and feel the character's inner thoughts. After 5 minutes, everyone present is divided into pairs of 2. Start acting against each other. No pauses whatsoever are allowed while reciting lines. The first person to pause is eliminated. As soon as this was said, the crowd went wild. Memorizing so many lines in 5 minutes, how is it possible to remember them all? I hope I get a weaker opponent. Amitabha. Some people began to pray devoutly. Lin Chen looked at the lines in his hand, extremely pleased with himself. He had been the Chinese class representative since he was a child. Memorizing things was a piece of cake for him. Thinking of this, he turned his head to look at me, raised his eyebrows, and said, Hey, Lin Haoyu, how about the two of us form a pair and compete? Do you dare to compete with me? I shrugged. I don't care. At this moment, Shen Wanting waved her hand. Is everyone ready? The 5-minute timer officially starts now. The drama room instantly fell into complete silence. Everyone was nervously memorizing their lines. Shen Wanting looked at the vice president beside her and lowered her voice. Who is Lin Haoyu? The boy sitting in the very last row, looking in the direction the vice president pointed. Shen Wanting was a bit surprised. No way, That boy doesn't look handsome at all. Her best friend had stayed single and pure for over 10 years, to the point she even suspected if Luo Qingli liked women. She didn't expect that in the end, Luo Qingli liked this type. It's a bit hard to explain. 5 minutes passed quickly. There are 30 seconds left. Students who are ready, please hand in your script. Lin Chen stood up. Full of confidence, he handed over the script. He turned his head, and found that I was still using the last few seconds to focus on memorizing my lines. He walked forward quickly, and snatched the script right out of my hand. Seeing this, I looked at him rather speechlessly. What are you doing? Didn't you hear there are only dozens of seconds left? Lin Chen raised his eyebrows gloatingly. I'm doing you a favor by handing it in for you. Why are you still yelling? You didn't memorize it, did you? Did you really think memorizing lines is that easy? Don't force yourself if you don't have the talent. Admit defeat as early as possible. My heart was completely unbothered. I even wanted to laugh a little. The competition officially began. Pairs tested each other on memorizing the lines. The surrounding area instantly became lively. The scene was a complete mess. Not even 2 minutes into the start, people were already being eliminated one after another. Lin Chen and I faced each other, facing my ugly face. Even before starting to show disdain, Lin Chen already had a sense of high and mighty superiority. To give me a warning blow right from the start, he immediately turned on the rapid-fire mode as soon as he came up. I raised my eyebrows and also recited the lines quickly. My speed was on par with his, and even slightly better. Lin Chen panicked a bit. Didn't he clearly fail to remember well just now? How could he seem like a completely different person? Why? Shoot, what are the next lines? His brain suddenly jammed for a moment. Lin Chen's face turned pale instantly, and his speaking speed gradually slowed down. He was too eager for quick success just now. It's over, it's over. He is about to reach the part where he forgot the lines. Is he going to lose? To this idiot Lin Haoyu right here. Who would have thought that in the next second, I suddenly stopped. It looked as if my lines got stuck. Lin Chen turned his head excitedly and shouted at the referee beside him. Look quickly, Lin Haoyu got stuck. He lost. The referee pushed up the glasses on the bridge of his nose. Classmate, you must be mistaken. What do you mean mistaken? Lin Chen frowned with dissatisfaction and pointed at me beside him. He clearly paused just now. Can't you see it? How are you acting as a referee? Are you blatantly rigging the competition? Lin Chen's tone was somewhat aggressive. This aggressive manner made the referee quite angry. I warn you, you'd better watch your words. We have surveillance cameras in our drama room. Student Lin over here has already finished memorizing all the lines he received. Why shouldn't he pause? Are you out of your mind? What? Finished memorizing? How is this possible? Lin Chen's mouth opened and closed. He couldn't snap out of it for a long time. He had only memorized about 2/3. Yet Lin Haoyu had already finished memorizing everything. How is it possible? Looking at how Lin Chen was too shocked to say a word, I smiled. I'm sorry, I won again. Lin Chen was so angry he felt like spitting blood. He actually lost to Lin Haoyu once again. Unwilling to accept it, he forced out a sneer. The drama club tests more than just basic line delivery skills. Appearance is also very important, right? Lin Haoyu, look at what a ghost you look like right now. With your current appearance, even if you get into the drama club, what could you possibly play? I glanced at him. I smiled and said, what I can play is none of your business. The fact is that you lost. Lin Chen glared at me hatefully, and cursed at me furiously. At this time, the surrounding voices also gradually quieted down. The winner was already obvious. Everyone turned their heads to look over, whispering, Lin Chen actually lost. That ugly guy is way too arrogant. He just won once by luck. What is he showing off for? Lin Chen is so pitiful, being bullied like this by an ugly guy. I have a curse word in my mind, but I don't know if I should say it. Are the people around me blind? When did I ever bully Lin Chen? Shen Wanting glanced at Lin Chen and me with interest, then stood up and walked over. Alright, as things stand, the winner is very clear. I have been observing while you were competing just now. Now, I want to select 3 people, whom I think are most suitable to join the drama club. The first one, Song Shuer. No one was surprised by Song Shuer's selection, because like Lin Chen, she is also a minor figure in the entertainment industry, and is quite famous on the internet. I glanced at Song Shuer, pursed my lips. The second one, Jiang Beicheng. This boy named Jiang Beicheng looked as happy as if he had hit the jackpot. As for the third one, Shen Wanting turned her gaze toward me. With a bright smile, classmate Ling Chen, welcome to our drama club. What the hell? I was stunned. Why? Clearly I was the one who won. Ling Chen obviously hadn't expected either that Shen Wanting would actually choose him. It was like a pleasant surprise falling straight from the sky. He said excitedly, "Thank you, President Shen. I will definitely work hard." Although the others were rejected, they still flattered him and said, "Ling Chen, congratulations. Fortunately, you were still selected. Want to go celebrate together after school? You have to treat us." Ling Chen smiled so wide he couldn't close his mouth. "No problem. It's my treat." Seeing this, I looked at Shen Wanting with some resentment and spoke up. "Why?" Clearly I was the one who won in the end. Shen Wanting, who was about to leave, turned around with an innocent look. "This classmate. I am really sorry. I never said this was a memory competition. The showdown just now was only a reference for me. Who wins or loses in the end does not directly affect the final result." Shen Wanting spread her hands regretfully. What's more, recruiting members for the drama club this time is actually for a practical purpose. Probably during the summer vacation, the school drama club will have a few touring performances. Selecting members from the outside this time is also for a few special roles in this tour. She really couldn't find any roles suitable for this appearance of mine. Shen Wanting seemed playful on the surface, but she was actually very sophisticated. She couldn't mess around with this kind of thing. I bit my lower lip, feeling the blood all over my body boiling, unwilling, angry, yet helpless. Yeah, who told me to be stuck with this ugly face right now? What's the use of having ability? This is a society that judges by looks. Shen Wanting glanced at me with regret. Maybe next time if there's a chance. If there is a suitable role, I will make an exception and let you in. After saying that, she turned and left. Ling Chen was so proud his tail was almost cocked up to the sky. He crossed his arms and looked at me loftily. "See that clearly? Even if you remember well and memorize fast, what the hell is the use of that? Who told you to be so ugly? You're still a bit too green to fight with me. I told you, you will be stepped under my feet for the rest of your life." The people around also started heckling. Exactly. An ugly freak is just an ugly freak. Don't even think about turning things around in this lifetime. Since you're ugly, you should read more books. Don't come out to embarrass yourself. Exactly, exactly. Ling Chen was in a great mood. He was almost floating to the sky. "Let's go, classmates. I'm in a good mood today. I'm taking everyone out for a big meal." Saying that, he turned his head to look at me, and said word by word, "Bye-bye, loser." My anger level was about to explode, but after walking just a couple of steps, someone suddenly exclaimed, "Oh my god, it's the school beauty Luo." Ling Chen's face was full of pleasant surprise, and he hurriedly left the crowd and ran up. A year ago, Ling Chen had endorsed a small online game, developed under Luo Qingli's company, and had seen Luo Qingli once from afar. At that time, he was attracted by this girl who was like a queen. Ling Chen adjusted his facial expression. "School beauty Luo, do you still remember me? I am Ling Chen from the 10th grade. Actually, a year ago, you and I already met once at BT Group. School beauty Luo, do you still remember?" Luo Qingli just glanced at him, and found him very eyesore. "Why are you worth remembering?" Ling Chen's face instantly became awkward. "It's okay if you don't remember. We can get to know each other slowly." Luo Qingli looked at him coldly. "Where did you get the confidence to think that this young lady has the interest to get to know you slowly?" There was a burst of gasps around. Their school beauty Luo was indeed just like the rumors, unapproachable. At this time in the club, a boy wearing glasses eagerly approached her. Miss Luo, why would you come to our drama club?" Luo Qingli's gaze faintly swept over me not far away, without staying for too long. "Where is the person named Shen?" The glasses guy hurriedly spoke up. "Our president just left. She left just 5 minutes ago. Otherwise, I can go call her back." Over here, I bit my lower lip. Don't know why. From the moment Luo Qingli appeared, there was an even stronger sense of embarrassment. Standing here in my current appearance, I felt like a joke. Luo Qingli must also think I'm a joke. With this ugly face right now, still coming to apply for some drama club, like a loser. I turned around, and quickly ran away through another door of the drama club. Although her eyes were not on me, Luo Qingli's peripheral vision still caught that figure fleeing in panic. Seeing Luo Qingli not speaking, the glasses guy spoke up again cautiously, "Miss Luo." Luo Qingli stepped outside, "No need." Ling Chen unwillingly chased after her, "Miss Luo, I'm going to have dinner with my friends later, to celebrate my selection into the drama club. Would you like to join us too?" The group of Ling Chen's friends around chimed in one after another. "Yeah, school beauty Luo, come with us. If only you had come 10 minutes earlier. The showdown just now was so exciting." Just now, there was an ugly freak named Lin Haoyu, instantly crushed by Ling Chen. That was so satisfying to watch. "School beauty Luo, come celebrate with us. Ling Chen is treating." Luo Qingli didn't stop her pace at first, but hearing my name, her steps paused slightly. Ling Chen was overjoyed. "Miss Luo, would you like to join us?" Luo Qingli turned and glanced at him. "What did you say your name was just now?" "Ling Chen." Ling Chen was extremely excited. Luo Qingli gave him a meaningful side-eye. "Very well, I remember you." Leaving these words behind, Luo Qingli walked away without looking back. The people around instantly started cheering. "Oh my god, did you hear what school beauty Luo just said? Something's going on. It's so good to be handsome." Ling Chen felt delighted in his heart. School beauty Luo's words just now meant she was interested in him. He knew that since he was so handsome, how could school beauty Luo not like him? One day he would become Luo Qingli's rightful boyfriend, he swore. On the other side, I ran out. My heart was incredibly conflicted. Losing to Ling Chen, I really don't feel good about it. Damn it, I angrily looked down and kicked a small pebble on the ground. A chilly voice came from the side. "Are you trying to dig a hole here and bury yourself?" I turned around in surprise, and saw Luo Qingli leaning against the wall. Her gorgeous face was as provoking as ever. "I want to dig a hole and bury you." Luo Qingli curled her lips slightly. "Would I fall into your trap? Do you think I'm as stupid as you?" I rolled my eyes at her. "Hey, I'm warning you. I'm in a very bad mood right now. You'd better not mess with me. Otherwise, I'll really dig a hole and throw you in." Luo Qingli smiled lightly, "Then try it." A few calm and casual words, yet they burst with a hint of threat. What's going on? Luo Qingli is indeed the widely acknowledged big witch. I originally had a grudge in my heart, but at this second, I suddenly chickened out a bit. Lowering my head, I mumbled softly, "If you push me too far, I'll dig a hole and bury myself, then frame you for it." The corner of Luo Qingli's mouth curled up imperceptibly. Since when did it start? Every time this man backed down, it would unexpectedly amuse her. She stepped forward, approaching me step by step. I backed up step by step, until my back hit the tree trunk behind me, with absolutely nowhere left to retreat. I was dumbfounded. Luo Qingli stood just a few centimeters away from me. The spring sunshine was very bright. The wind blew through the leaves, making a rustling sound. The sunlight dappled down through the branches, onto Luo Qingli's gorgeous face, casting a faint golden halo. She looked so beautiful like this. Luo Qingli looked straight into my eyes, and spoke calmly, "Why are you in a bad mood?" At this moment, I could clearly hear my own heartbeat, so powerful, and accelerating bit by bit. But Luo Qingli couldn't possibly be caring about me, right? I panicked and raised my hand to touch my nose. Who knew that Luo Qingli would suddenly grab my wrist? She raised an eyebrow slightly. "Are you nervous?" Having been exposed, my face instantly turned red. Who's nervous? What are you doing?" Hearing this, Luo Qingli moved her face even closer. "Lin Haoyu, you are very bad at lying. You didn't think I was caring about you, did you?" A smirk appeared on the corner of Luo Qingli's mouth. She let go of my wrist, stood up straight, and returned to her usual sharp-tongued self. "I'm just reminding you, no matter how bad your mood is, don't forget your identity. Luo is still waiting for you to go back and take care of her." I nodded and spoke, "All right, I got it." Hearing this, Luo Qingli turned to leave. Seeing that I didn't follow her, she turned back to look over, and said sharply, "Aren't you following? Are you waiting for me to carry you back?" I pouted and chased after her. I looked down at the wrist that Luo Qingli had just grabbed. For some reason, the place she touched felt somewhat burning hot, spreading all the way to my cheeks. This is the first time having such close contact with a girl. My heart is beating so fast. I must be crazy. Just as I drove the car into the yard of the Luo family villa, Luo Qingli's phone rang. She glanced at the screen, and ordered me, "You go in first." I unbuckled my seatbelt, opened the car door and walked out. "Hello, Sister Qingli." A cute acting voice came from the other end of the phone. "Guess who I am? Shen Wanting. What do you think my caller ID is for?" "Oh, why are you always so serious?" Luo Qingli replied coldly, "Get to the point if there's something. If not, I'm hanging up." Hearing this, Shen Wanting quickly said, "Don't hang up, there is something. I just heard from my manager that you are the biggest investor in my next drama. I feel it's necessary to call you, to catch up on our years of sisterly friendship. Please invest a bit more. I know what you lack least is money. The issue of how much to invest greatly affects Shen Wanting's meals during her future filming time, and various other aspects." Shen Wanting was being very official. Hearing this, Luo Qingli coldly spat out 2 words, "Withdrawing investment." Shen Wanting was dumbfounded. "Withdrawing investment? Luo Qingli, are you even my best friend anymore?" Luo Qingli spoke calmly, "You are heartless, cruel, and making a scene out of nothing. Call me back when you've figured it out." After saying that, she hung up the phone. At this moment, Shen Wanting was biting her index finger, trying hard to think, "Ow, where on earth did she offend Luo Qingli?" Leaving the Luo family villa, I walked inside, and found Luo Linger sitting on the sofa playing games. "Linger, what are you playing?" Luo Linger looked up, showing a little angel-like smile. The young guy said as he brandished the tablet. I leaned forward to take a look, and found the screen saying, "Winner winner, chicken dinner. You won." My jaw almost dropped to the floor in shock. A 6-year-old child had easily won the game just like that. Chicken dinner. Luo Linger shrugged innocently. I was actually ready to uninstall it. This game is way too easy. What's the point if you win every single time? I felt a critical blow of 10,000 points. Is Linger a prodigy, winning every single game? I'm a teenager, yet I actually can't compare to a little child. Just then, a cute little kitten walked over. It rubbed against Luo Linger's body. "Wow, what a cute cat." I was pleasantly surprised. "Linger, where did this cat come from?" Luo Linger picked the cat up, holding its pink, chubby little paws. "Isn't it cute? It's an American shorthair bicolor. His name is Meow Meow." Hey, have you ever watched an anime called Chi's Sweet Home? Meow Meow is the same breed as Chi. My eyes instantly lit up. Too cute. I couldn't help but step forward and pick Meow Meow up. So cute. Then, a pleasant voice suddenly came from behind. As expected, creatures of similar IQ stick together. A foolish person and a foolish cat are a perfect match. My eyelids twitched. Clenching my fists, I turned around indignantly to look at Luo Qingli. "Who are you calling foolish? Whoever reacts knows it." Luo Qingli sat down with ultimate elegance. Crossing her legs, she raised her noble eyes. "Lin Haoyu, I brought you home to take care of Linger, not to watch you play with a cat." "Got it, I'll go make food for Linger right now. Can't I even take a little break?" I muttered, but I still couldn't help rubbing Meow Meow's little head, before standing up and heading to the kitchen. Over the past few days after going home, I researched several more attractive and delicious kids' meals. I changed the menu every day to cook for Linger. I don't know why, but seeing little angel Linger's eyes light up, gives me a great sense of achievement. Lately, I didn't just come to the Luo family to take care of Linger, but also because the day for my mother's surgery was approaching. So I've been extremely busy these past few days. My mind has been highly focused all the time. Today, I didn't stay long at the Luo family's house. I left quite early. Speaking of the surgery, the hospitalization procedure started yesterday. She will probably be admitted smoothly the day after tomorrow. As long as Mom can successfully check in and have the surgery, all the grievances I suffered from the Lin family won't be in vain. Today is Saturday, so there are no classes. I made a shopping list, planning to go to the supermarket, to pick out some essentials for my mom's hospital stay. As I pushed the shopping cart, I kept my head down, looking at the list in my hand. Just then, a girl wearing a baseball cap walked towards me in a great hurry. She accidentally bumped into my arm. She quickly turned her head. "I'm sorry," but after seeing my face, she froze completely. I was stunned too. The girl in front of me was Song Shuer. That's right, she was one of the 3 members selected into the drama club yesterday. She was also my monitor in primary school. Back in the 6th grade. I used to think the monitor was very pretty and delicate, and I even had a crush on her for a while. Later, I became famous. As I gained fame, Song Shuer, who looked quite outstanding, was also spotted by a talent scout. She signed with the same entertainment company I was with. It could be said that Song Shuer witnessed firsthand how I went from an ordinary primary school student to a national idol, and then how I was disfigured in a car accident, becoming the ugly person I am now, and getting sidelined by the company. Too bad she didn't know that I wasn't disfigured at all. I was just framed by the company and forced to pretend to be ugly. What a coincidence, running into you again. I felt a bit awkward. Song Shuer looked me up and down, looking at my current ugly appearance. She said rather dismissively, "Isn't it? You're doing so miserably now. Yesterday at the drama club, I recognized you immediately. Because of the company's non-disclosure agreement, I held back and didn't expose your true identity." I smiled slightly. "Then I guess I should thank you." Song Shuer waved her hand, frowning slightly, as she distanced herself from me. "No need for thanks. I just hope that in the future at school, you will also pretend not to know me. After all, your current appearance is way too ugly, and I am already a proper public figure now. In case any rumors start between me and an ugly person like you, it will affect me badly. Do you understand?" Hearing her words, I felt a bit awkward. I used to naively think Song Shuer was a nice person. I remember during the year I was extremely popular. Song Shuer used to flatter me all the time. But what about now? Hearing these words, my impression of this primary school monitor instantly dropped to rock bottom. Is that so? No need to remind me. I will keep my distance from you on my own. Besides, I don't care to have any rumors with you at all. Don't think too highly of yourself. Thanks. After saying that, I pushed my cart around her to leave. Song Shuer clearly didn't expect me to have such an attitude. Could it be that even now, he still thinks of himself as a popular star? What a poser. Thinking of this, she said with a hint of arrogance in her tone, "Classmate Lin, have you forgotten that back in primary school, you used to have a crush on me? Don't they say a boy's first love is unforgettable? You're putting on this indifferent act, just to get my attention, aren't you?" I am seriously speechless. How did I not notice before that song? Shuer is so narcissistic. This is unbelievable. Just then, a voice approached from this direction. "Shuer, what took you so long to buy a hot pot soup base? Ling Chen is getting impatient waiting at the checkout." It's Lu Yu, Ling Chen's good buddy. I was a bit speechless. How could I be so unlucky? Next time, I need to check the almanac before going out. Song Shuer turned around, holding a bag of hot pot soup base. "Sorry, I ran into an old classmate, and got delayed for a bit." An old classmate? Lu Yu fixed his eyes on me as I was trying to slip away, and said with a smirk, "Oh, isn't this our school's ugly loser? Shuer, you were actually classmates with him before. You are way too pitiful." After saying that, Lu Yu turned his head to look at Song Shuer, his gaze somewhat wary. "By the way, what were you two just talking about?" Song Shuer quickly explained. "You're not seriously getting jealous over Lin Haoyu, are you? Just look at his face. Although I heard he used to like me, I swear I've never felt anything for him." "What? Lin Haoyu used to like you?" Hearing this, Lu Yu pulled Song Shuer behind him, glaring at me. "I'm warning you. Song Shuer and I have been neighbors since childhood. We are childhood sweethearts and also boyfriend and girlfriend. She has only ever liked me her whole life. Lin Haoyu, if you try to steal my woman, I'll find someone to ruin you." I looked up at the sky, speechless. "Lu Yu, is there something wrong with your brain? Paranoia. Who the hell cares about your girlfriend? Me, liking her? Do you think everyone has taste as terrible as yours?" Hearing this, Song Shuer became upset. Beside her, Lu Yu rolled up his sleeves, looking ready to beat me up. Even though it's 2 against 1 right now, I happen to have a stubborn streak. Once this stubbornness kicks in, no one can stop me. I'm talking about both of you. One looks down on people like a dog, and the other is a narcissist who thinks every girl in the world likes him. You two are truly incredible. An absolute perfect match. I applaud you. I spoke while clapping my hands. The two idiots opposite me were successfully enraged. Song Shuer had originally been holding Lu Yu back, but hearing me say this wounded her pride. Regardless of the consequences, Song Shuer stepped forward and pointed right at my nose. "Lin Haoyu, what are you pretending for? Do you dare to deny that you used to like me? Back then, who brought me breakfast every single morning? Who passed notes to me during class? Who was the one who did my classroom cleaning duty for me? I smiled. And what does that prove? No matter how much you say, that was in the past. And listen carefully. I already have a girl I like. That girl is 180 times better than you. So, can you two stop pestering me like mad dogs? Hearing this, Lu Yu had a mocking look on his face. You have someone you like? Heh, why don't you tell us? Which girl is even better than our Schwer? I think you're just suffering from sour grapes because you can't have her. Lu Yu arrogantly put his arm around Song Schwer, as if deliberately showing off. I was also a bit defiant. So I spoke up, the girl I like is 10,000 times better looking than Song Schwer, and she's the school beauty. My girlfriend has a perfect figure and is also rich. Not only does her family own an enterprise, but she also started her own company at a young age. The last thing she lacks is money. As I kept talking, I began to feel that when you piece all that information together, it sounds a lot like one specific person. Meanwhile, Lu Yu and Song Schwer glanced at each other, looking at me as if they were looking at an idiot. Lin Haoyu, you can't possibly be talking about the school beauty, Luo, right? Getting carried away, I blurted out, yes, it's her. I just like Luo Qingli. Luo Qingli is 10,000 times better than you, Amitbao. Anyway, since Luo Qingli isn't here, I'll just use that deadpan poker face as a shield for now. I was feeling quite pleased with myself, until my peripheral vision caught an incredibly noble figure. Wait, why does this person look so much like Luo Qingli? The young woman stood there in the distance, with a cold expression. Even from this far away, one could still feel that overbearing aura of hers. If it's not Luo Qingli, who else could it be? My entire body froze. Who can tell me? Am I hallucinating? Why is Luo Qingli here? Does a big boss like her actually visit the supermarket in person? Does she really need to be this down-to-earth? Lu Yu and Song Schwer had absolutely no idea that at this very moment, Luo Qingli was standing right behind them. Hearing me say this, the two of them doubled over with laughter. Oh my god, this is definitely the funniest joke of the century. An ugly loser actually likes our school beauty, Luo. I can't take it, let me laugh first. How can there be someone in this world who is so delusional? I lowered my head, staring at the tips of my shoes. What should I do? I don't dare to look up at all right now. My mind is filled with scrolling bullet comments. Luo Qingli is here. Did she hear what I just said? What should I do? Someone just stabbed me. Lu Yu crossed his arms and stepped forward, scanning me from head to toe. His voice carried intense mockery. Lin Haoyu, what qualifications do you have to like the school beauty, Luo? A goddess of Luo's caliber. Is not someone an ugly loser like you can lust after? You're not even worthy of carrying her shoes. I was completely absent-minded, and my combat took a nosedive just now, thinking that my current state meant I was intimidated by him. Lu Yu added fuel to the fire and said, I'm warning you, Miss Luo will be Ling Chen's girlfriend in the future. An ugly loser like you, what right do you have to compare to Ling Chen? Beside him, Song Schwer let out a cold laugh. Exactly, you acted so tough just now, speaking as if just because you like the school beauty, she would like you back. Who would ever like an ugly loser like you? Unless she's blind. Lu Yu looked at my face with a look full of sarcasm. If the school beauty, Luo, actually likes Lin Haoyu, I will live stream myself eating 100 keyboards. I completely tuned out Lu Yu and Song Schwer's words. My mind was entirely consumed by whether I should just slip away right now. Next time I see Luo Qingli, should I just pretend to be dense? So depressing, why is he not talking to me? Lu Yu's temper flared up. Lin Haoyu, you idiot. I'm talking to you, are you pretending you can't hear me? After saying that, he raised his arm to slap me. Last time I caused him to lose the election. Is he still counting the score from the Huatsu Club? Seeing that this slap was about to land on my face, suddenly, Lu Yu's wrist was fiercely grabbed by someone. Looking up along the well-defined back of the hand, Lu Yu's eyes widened. Miss Luo, why is the school beauty Luo Xiaoqin here? Luo Qingli. Her gorgeous face was covered with a thin layer of frost. Her pitch-black eyes just looked at him silently like this, cold and fierce like ice. What a terrifying gaze. Luo Qingli gave him a merciless push. Lu Yu crashed right into the shelf on the side. Song Shuer quickly stepped forward to help Lu Yu up, looking somewhat annoyed. But how would she dare say anything to Luo Qingli? She could only force a smile and say, "School beauty Luo, why did you push Lu Yu?" Luo Qingli raised her noble chin, her eyes filled with cold, aloof indifference. "He's too ugly. He's an eyesore to me, is that not allowed?" Looking at how Lu Yu was too angry to speak, I couldn't help but want to laugh. I tried hard to hold it in, my shoulders twitching. Luo Qingli glanced at me, and asked, "Is your epilepsy acting up?" I instantly calmed my emotions. My mouth choked up. "You're the one with epilepsy." Hearing this, Luo Qingli's expression remained indifferent, seemingly unaffected by my confession just now. "Do you come to this supermarket often?" I was a bit afraid to look directly at Luo Qingli. Yeah, pretty much. This is the biggest supermarket nearby, with the most variety." Hearing this, Luo Qingli continued to ask, "Then where are the keyboards sold?" "Keyboards?" I scanned around, and pointed in one direction, saying, "They should be sold over there." Lu Yu's face was a bit pale, suddenly having a bad feeling. Luo Qingli crossed her arms, looking down at Lu Yu. "Are you going by yourself, or should I have someone take you?" "Miss Luo, I don't understand what you mean." "Don't understand?" The queenly aura on Luo Qingli came naturally. She sneered, "Lin Haoyu is my man. What kind of thing are you, to dare bully him time and time again?" Lu Yu took a step back, too shocked to say a word. "School beauty Luo, are you crazy? Save him." "Lin Haoyu?" Song Shuer, who was on the side, pointed in disbelief. "An ugly person like me is not even worthy of standing next to you. Miss Luo, you are lowering your own status. Lin Haoyu, he." Before Song Shuer could finish her words, Luo Qingli had already stepped forward, and directly slapped Song Shuer across the face. Song Shuer was knocked straight to the ground, crashing into the back. The discounted promotional items displayed on the shelf, scattered all over the place, leaving a complete mess. Rubbing her aching cheek, Song Shuer stood up. Before she could even steady herself, another fierce slap followed right after. Luo Qingli, like Satan the demon who controls everything, was completely filled with a chilling aura. Ever since this woman was bragging just now, about how Lin Haoyu used to have a crush on her when he was a kid, Luo Qingli had found her annoying. Song Shuer gasped in pain. She completely couldn't understand why Luo Qingli would come up and hit her out of nowhere. For a moment, Song Shuer's temper flared up too. "How can you be so indiscriminate? I don't think I provoked you in any way. Why should I get slapped by you right off the bat? Why?" Luo Qingli seemed to have heard a joke, sneering as she spoke, "Because I am Luo Qingli." The name Luo Qingli, in this place, represented absolute power. No one dared to provoke her, and even less dared to question her. Song Shuer held her breath in frustration, but didn't dare to say anything else. Meanwhile, Lu Yu looked resentfully at me behind Luo Qingli. "Did we say something wrong? Isn't Lin Haoyu just a freak? Miss Luo, why do you favor a freak at every turn?" Hearing this, Luo Qingli directly kicked a nearby woven chair toward Lu Yu, and then looked at them with ice-cold eyes. "If I ever hear the word freak from the mouths of you two again, I promise, I will make living harder than dying for both of you. If you don't believe me, just try it." Lu Yu and Song Shuer's shoulders trembled with fear, no longer showing any of the arrogant and domineering attitude from earlier. The two huddled together like defeated dogs. "Now, get out of my sight immediately." At the demon's command, Lu Yu and Song Shuer helped each other up. Song Shuer bit her lower lip, glared at me, and walked away crying. I let out a long sigh of relief, turning my head to look at this noble young lady beside me. "Luo Qingli, thank you." Luo Qingli gave a disdainful, cold look. "Do you think I care that much about your thanks?" Saying that, her beautiful face slightly approached me. "Lin Haoyu, your taste in the past was really trash." I knew. She was referring to the fact that I used to like Song Shuer. "You heard all of that?" Luo Qingli let out a scoff. "Some people have such a loud voice." I could hear his howling from 800 meters away. I tried hard to maintain a smile. "Actually, I need to explain to you. You don't have to take the words just now seriously." Luo Qingli lowered her gaze to look at me. "Which words?" I uneasily looked down, pushing my shopping cart back and forth. She is absolutely asking despite knowing the answer. "The The words where I said I like you. I said those. Just to annoy Song Shuer and Lu Yu. I will absolutely not like you, nor will I cause any trouble for you, and I really do have someone I like. Luo Qingli crossed her arms, her tongue sharp and cold. Oh, really? I'd like to know which girl is so unlucky, to be liked by you. I rolled my eyes at her speechlessly. Luo Qingli is clearly so good-looking, so why is her mouth so mean? Hearing this, Luo Qingli became even more displeased. Is this your attitude toward your savior? I'm a bit overwhelmed, please. Calling yourself a savior is a bit too much, isn't it? Lin Haoyu, next time you are beaten to death on the street, I won't care about you at all. Luo Qingli said coldly, threw down these words, and turned around to leave. I quickly pushed the cart and chased after her. With a teasing tone, hey, you're not really angry, are you? You're way too narrow-minded. Luo Qingli's face was full of reluctance. Get lost. I still followed her with a smile. To repay you for helping me vent my anger just now, I'll make you something delicious. Luo Qingli sneered. Who cares about you? If you have this time, why don't you prepare breakfast for the girl you like? Don't be like this. I will go to the Luo family villa early today to help clean up. Luo Qingli continued her cold sarcasm. You need to have the physical strength for that. Why don't you go help the girl you like instead? I was sweating. Then what do you want me to do? Luo Qingli paused her footsteps. Her cold eyes looked at me sideways. Write me a thank you letter. I was dumbfounded. What thank you letter? Is she kidding me? Luo Qingli raised her noble chin slightly. Her thin lips opened and closed as she issued the command. The thank you letter must be handwritten. It must show true feelings and be 3,000 words long. If it's missing a single word, you're dead. I was completely shocked by Luo Qingli's incredibly bizarre logic. What the hell, a thank you letter? Should I send you a banner while I'm at it? I twitched the corners of my mouth awkwardly. Isn't 3,000 words a bit too much? Luo Qingli's eyes instantly burst with a hint of threat. Do you mean you want to try 5,000? I quickly waved my hands. No, don't. I think 3,000 is pretty good. Luo Qingli withdrew her gaze. With a cool expression, hand it to me on Monday. I frowned. What kind of situation is this? Luo Qingli. Is she sent by heaven to save me or to mess with me? By the way, why are you here? I suddenly asked, as if remembering something. Just passing by, Luo Qingli said faintly. After speaking, as if afraid I would overthink, she explained carefully again. I had something to do today and brought Linger out. Passing by here, she clamored for water. So that's how it is. I was wondering how it could be such a coincidence. Her slender fingers picked out a drink. Luo Qingli turned around and threw it into my shopping cart. With a tone of urging, why don't you go get your things and leave? I looked surprised. You're not planning to give me a ride, are you? Luo Qingli glanced at me, just on the way. On the other side, at the Yin family home, Shen Wanting slapped her thigh excitedly and complained about Su Qin. Tell me, what on earth does Luo Qingli mean? Are we still sisters who grew up together? She withdrew her investment just like that. Too much. The afternoon sunlight spilled in through the French windows. Su Qin sat on the sofa. She looked sideways at Shen Wanting. So you really don't know why? Shen Wanting was heartbroken. Please, how can even you be like this? Can you too speak some human language that I can actually understand? If I knew, I wouldn't have come to look for you. I thought about it carefully all night. And I couldn't figure out where I offended Luo Qingli. I guess maybe because I'm prettier than her. She started to get jealous of me. Yeah, it must be like this. Su Qin smiled slightly, Wanting. If you still want to get good roles in the future, it's best never to let Luo Qingli hear that last sentence. Shen Wanting played with her sideburns aggrievedly. Alright. Luo Qingli is just a tiny bit prettier than me, but obviously, I am cuter. We are not on the same style route. Su Qin stopped speaking in riddles with her. When you were interviewing at the drama club, was there a guy named Lin Haoyu among them? Yes, I have a deep impression of him. That guy has a lot of potential, but I really couldn't find a role suitable for him, so I didn't select him. Shen Wanting's voice became quieter and quieter. Suddenly, as if she realized something. Could it be just as you said? He is a guy with a lot of potential. Appearance is actually temporary. Whether one has true capability is more important, isn't it? Your fans like you. And it's not solely because of your looks, right? It's more of an acknowledgement of your acting skills. Su Qin guided her like an older sister. Her voice was extremely gentle. Luo Qingli said to call her back after you've thought it through. Do you understand everything now? Shen Wanting suddenly realized, and jumped straight off the sofa. And at this time, right after I got home, I received a phone call from the drama club. It was a call notifying me to report to the drama club on Monday. I was extremely excited. There was a feeling of regaining something that was lost. But on the surface, I pretended to be incomparably calm. Let me consider it. Okay, then we will wait for your call. After hanging up the phone, I was overjoyed. Don't know why, but carrying this ugly appearance, and still being able to get a sense of acknowledgement, gives me an extraordinary sense of achievement. Just after hanging up the phone, the cell phone rang again. It was actually Ling Chen. As soon as I answered, Ling Chen's aggressive voice came. Over, Lin Haoyu. I heard about the drama club making an exception to select you. And also about what happened at the supermarket just now. You'd better explain it clearly to me. What on earth is your relationship with Miss Luo? Who do you think you are? Why should I explain it to you? Hearing this, Ling Chen became exasperated. Lin Haoyu, don't think I don't know. Entering the drama club as an exception is a spot that the school beauty Luo got for you. Otherwise, do you think with your ugly appearance, wanting to get into the drama club on your own is simply a dream? I froze for a moment. Is that how it is? The reason why I could enter the drama club as an exception is because of Luo Qingli's connection. The furious Ling Chen shouted. What right do you have to seduce Miss Luo? Look at yourself in the mirror. You're not even worthy. I'm warning you. She is mine. No matter what tricks you used, Miss Luo will eventually be my girlfriend. She is the woman I love. So you'd better stay away from her. Otherwise, I'll beat you up every time I see you. Beep beep beep. Ling Chen was cursing excitedly. Suddenly, a busy tone came from the other end after the call was hung up. He pulled the phone away to look. He was so angry his nose nearly went crooked. He threw the phone straight down. Hearing the noise, Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui quickly knocked and walked in. What happened? What's wrong? Dad, Mom, Lin Haoyu is bullying me. Ling Chen looked aggrieved. He recounted what happened at the supermarket today, how he was publicly humiliated by Miss Luo because of Lin Haoyu, and told his parents everything. Lin Haoyu definitely did it on purpose. He clearly knows I like the school beauty Luo. What right does he have to compete with me? What qualifications does he have? Yang Hui started cursing immediately after hearing this. Lin Yuandong's face looked complicated. Yang Hui pushed him irritably. Say something. Ling Chen has been bullied like this by Lin Haoyu. Aren't you going to take a stand? Lin Yuandong sighed. Actually, since the last time Ling Chen was hospitalized, when a group of bodyguards suddenly rushed in to slap him, and smashed things, I felt that things weren't that simple. What do you mean by that? Don't tell me. The time Ling Chen was slapped in the hospital, was also arranged by the school beauty Luo. How is that possible? Yang Hui screamed. Her voice was as mean as it could get. With Lin Haoyu's face that makes people sick just by looking at it, which woman would be interested in him? It's absolutely impossible. You're definitely overthinking it. Even if the school beauty Luo likes someone, it should be our Ling Chen. How could she like Lin Haoyu? And how could she possibly back him up? Ling Chen jumped with anger. My mom is right. Is Lin Haoyu even worthy? Lin Yuandong shook his head. Regardless, it's been almost a month since the car accident. I think we should find an opportunity to visit the second Miss Luo at the Luo family home, and test the waters while we're at it. Go to the Luo family. Ling Chen's eyes lit up. He immediately said, Dad, I want to go too. Father Lin had no choice. When it came to his precious son, okay, he gave in. Fine, I'll take you. I opened my phone's memo. I found that until the contract becomes void, and I can restore my true appearance, there are only 2 months left. Unknowingly, a month has passed so quickly. Linger's calf, injured in a car accident, has almost completely healed. Does this mean I'm getting closer to the day I leave Luo Qingli, and leave everything about the Luo family behind? My chest felt a bit tight. It seems I've grown accustomed to Linger's angel-like smile, and Luo Qingli's sharp tongue. That cold-faced person. Habit is truly a frightening thing. I arrived at the Luo family home as usual. Linger didn't come downstairs because of a cold. She was fast asleep after taking her medicine. Luo Qingli was watching TV as if no one else was there. I cleared my throat, stepped forward, and called her softly, Luo Qingli. The drama club made an exception to recruit me. Did you have a hand in that? Luo Qingli glanced at me indifferently. Lin Haoyu. Read fewer dog blood romance novels. Don't just cast yourself as the protagonist. I have neither the mind nor the interest to interfere in your business. Understand? Just say you didn't interfere. Why speak so hurtfully? I muttered softly. Luo Qingli looked at me coldly. What did you say? I immediately backed down. I didn't say anything. The doorbell rang suddenly. I'll get it. I turned and ran away quickly. Luo Qingli's gaze followed my back. I ran out. After seeing the figures standing at the door, the smile instantly froze on my face. They are the people I least want to see in my life. Ling Chen, Yang Hui, and my father. Seeing I didn't move, Yang Hui said exasperatedly, "What are you standing there for? Doing it on purpose, aren't you? Hurry up and open the door for us." I pursed my lips. I still stepped forward and opened the door. Ling Chen pushed me hard. "Get lost. You watchdog." After saying that, he walked into the villa incredibly arrogantly. I was a bit annoyed. Ling Chen is just too arrogant. Luo Qingli is naturally someone who likes peace and quiet. Usually, the maids in the villa have fixed cleaning times. They aren't around at other times. But Ling Chen and the other two didn't even give a heads up before coming. They just rushed into the Luo family villa like that. The originally quiet atmosphere was instantly filled with the sound of fawning flattery. Yang Hui smiled flatteringly. "Eldest Miss Luo, we came without notice. We didn't disturb you, did we?" Lin Yuandong put the supplements in his hand on the coffee table. He also smiled apologetically. "Where is the second miss? We haven't seen her since the accident. I wonder how her injury is healing. Has Lin Haoyu been taking good care of her?" Ling Chen looked at Luo Qingli with an infatuated gaze. Luo Qingli looked at the three of them expressionlessly. Then she shifted her gaze to me standing not far away. "Didn't I tell you? Don't just lead anyone into the house." I spread my hands innocently. It's not that I wanted to let them in. They insisted on rushing in. I couldn't stop them at all. Looking at these three people, Luo Qingli's eyes remained calm. Her voice was even colder, devoid of any emotion. "Take your things and get out." Lin Yuandong looked extremely embarrassed. He spoke awkwardly. "Miss Luo, we mean no harm. We just simply wanted to visit the second Mississippi." Too bad Luo Qingli didn't buy it at all. Her beautiful face was filled with indifference. "I will give you 10 seconds to think about it. Either walk out yourselves, or be thrown out by my people." Beside them, Ling Chen quickly explained, "Miss Luo, my parents really mean well. Please don't be angry first." Luo Qingli raised her eyelids slightly, and spared him 3 words. "You get out, too." Ling Chen's face instantly turned pale. Luo Qingli didn't show them any respect at all. Since she had spoken, these 3 people didn't even dare to sit down. Lin Yuandong looked at me with a pleading gaze. I averted my eyes. "Linger is sick today, and is currently resting upstairs. You probably won't be able to see her." Lin Yuandong nodded quickly, looked at Luo Qingli again, and spoke without much hope. "I see. School beauty Luo, I just want to talk with you. It's about Lin Haoyu." Unexpectedly, Luo Qingli didn't speak up to refuse this time. Hoping for the best, Lin Yuandong tested the waters again. "Then we will make ourselves at home and sit down." As he spoke, he shot a glance at his wife and son. Ling Chen sat down triumphantly. As soon as he sat on the sofa, he put on the air of the master of the house, turned his head to look at me, and said, "Go and pour me a glass of water." I looked at Ling Chen with a face full of question marks. "Am I your servant?" Ling Chen said righteously. "Isn't your current status just a servant? When a guest arrives, isn't it only right to pour him a glass of water?" Luo Qingli chimed in coldly. "Did I ever say you were my guest? Where do you get the nerve, Miss Luo?" Ling Chen pouted his lips with some grievance. "But I really am thirsty. Don't you have hands yourself, or did you grow hands just for display?" For the first time, I felt that. Luo Qingli looked so beautiful even when she had a sharp tongue. Exactly. Her roasting Ling Chen made me feel extremely delighted. Ahaha. Ling Chen repeatedly hit a wall with Luo Qingli. He was full of anger but didn't dare to throw a tantrum. He could only glare at me resentfully. If this had happened in the past, Lin Yuandong would have jumped up long ago to blame me for being inconsiderate. But right now, because of Luo Qingli's presence, it wasn't convenient for him to say it too directly. He could only clear his throat and speak. "Lin Haoyu, go and pour a glass of water for your sister. It won't exhaust you. If that really doesn't work, just consider it as pouring it for me. Can't I, as a father, even order you around?" I opened my mouth, but before I could say anything, I heard a proud voice ring out, not aloud. Like a queen, Luo Qingli spread her arms and leaned back on the sofa. She motioned me with her eyes to sit next to her. Come here. Could Luo Qingli be taking my side? I quickly walked over to Luo Qingli's side. Mr. Lin, my place is not a charity station. If you want to drink water that badly, go back to your own home and drink. Luo Qingli turned her head to look at Lin Yuandong. Her deep eyes flashed with coldness, carrying an aura that overrode everything. The words she spoke did not spare the other party's feelings at all. Lin Yuandong broke into a cold sweat. He wiped his forehead with his sleeve, nodding repeatedly. Yes, Miss Luo is right. It's we who didn't clarify our own position. Actually, today He rambled on with some polite nonsense. I looked at the other side, my mind going blank. Ling Chen sat right between Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui, looking like he was being carefully protected. Those three opposite me were the real family. I sighed in my heart. Meow. I didn't know when, but Meow Meow actually came downstairs, approached my side, rubbed against me friendly, and even let out comfortable, purring sounds. Ling Chen didn't expect that. Luo Qingli actually kept a cat in her house. He spoke up in surprise. What a cute cat. As he spoke, he stood up, walked forward, and wanted to snatch Meow Meow away from my arms. But as soon as his hand reached out, Meow Meow suddenly bristled. With a sharp meow-ow, its sharp claws swiped at him without any hesitation. Ling Chen screamed. Lin Yuandong quickly rushed forward. Ling Chen, are you okay? Yang Hui nervously checked Ling Chen's wound, and glared at me. Did you do that on purpose? To be honest, it happened so suddenly that I was also a bit dazed. I didn't know Meow Meow would be like this. No wonder when I first met Meow Meow, Linger nervously reminded me that Meow Meow was very fierce, would scratch people, and was generally unwilling to let others touch it. It seemed that truly, for anyone other than me, Meow Meow would really lose its temper and scratch them. Ling Chen reacted quickly just now, so he wasn't scratched by Meow Meow, but he was broken out in a cold sweat from the scare. With a face full of lingering fear, he said, Miss Luo, how can the cat in your house be like this? It must have been spoiled by Lin Haoyu. Luo Qingli lowered her eyes, unhurriedly arranging her clothes. This cat was brought to the Luo family when it was 3 months old. It is 3 years old now, and has always been my sister's best playmate. Are you implying that Linger and I didn't educate it well? Lin Yuandong quickly smoothed things over. That's not what he meant. Forget it. As long as no one is hurt, it's fine. Although Ling Chen had a lot of resentment in his heart, in front of Luo Qingli, he could only endure it all. Scared just now to the point where his palms were sweating, Ling Chen stood up to excuse himself to the restroom. Inside the restroom, accompanied by the sound of rushing water, Ling Chen cursed while washing his hands. Damn you, Lin Haoyu. Just you wait. If I had known earlier, he should have taken Lin Haoyu's place to come to the Luo family back then, to take care of Miss Luo's sister. At least then he would have a chance to interact with Miss Luo every day. Originally, they wanted Lin Haoyu to come to the Luo family to do hard labor, but Lin Haoyu didn't seem to be suffering at all. No matter how stupid Ling Chen was, he could see that. From the moment he stepped into the door, Luo Qingli had been defending Lin Haoyu at every turn. I'm so angry. Ling Chen turned off the water fiercely. He didn't believe that. He couldn't compete with an ugly wretch whose face was disfigured now. After washing his hands, Ling Chen opened the door and walked out, only to accidentally spot Meow Meow eating canned food not far away. It's all because of this damn cat. That made me lose face in front of Miss Luo just now. Around midnight, he took a look. He took off his coat. Step by step, he approached Meow Meow. 5 minutes later, he returned to the living room with a nonchalant look on his face. Lin Yuandong and Yang Hui had already been scared away by Luo Qingli. Zhu Keilang was standing at the door waiting for him. Ling Chen, hurry up and greet Miss Luo. We have to go. Hearing this, Ling Chen smiled brightly. Miss Luo, we'll be leaving first then. If there's a chance next time, I'll come visit the second young mistress again. Unfortunately, Luo Qingli didn't even spare him a single glance. She completely ignored Ling Chen. I snickered to myself. For some reason, watching Ling Chen try to please Luo Qingli time and time again, only to get slapped in the face repeatedly, it really feels great. After the Lin family left, the villa returned to silence. I poured a cup of coffee, and submissively served it to Luo Qingli. Luo Qingli, were you defending me just now? Thank you. Luo Qingli had already turned on her computer and was working. Hearing my words, her hands clattering on the keyboard paused slightly. She looked sideways at me, her beautiful face. Every feature looked as if it were meticulously carved by God. Seeing her up close like this made her look breathtakingly beautiful. I scratched my chin awkwardly, and spoke with complete self-awareness. I know you're going to say I'm flattering myself again. Actually, you just simply dislike Ling Chen. It wasn't about defending me, right? Luo Qingli was in no hurry to refute. She just looked at me with deep eyes. Her red lips parted slightly as she called my name, Lin Haolei. Don't let others bully you so easily in the future. After saying that, Luo Qingli shifted her gaze back to the computer screen. Her slender fingers began operating the system again. It was clearly a very ordinary sentence. But my heart started racing uncontrollably. It's beating faster and faster. What on earth is wrong with me? Am I being flirted with? It's so quiet all around. I'm so afraid Luo Qingli will hear my restless heartbeat. I quickly cleared my throat to change the subject.